Hello everybody and good morning and welcome. As you can tell, we've really dressed up the stream and I'm really very excited to be casting for everyone tonight. Thank you so much for joining for Apex Legends Global Series Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. So things are going to get started here in just a moment. There'll be a 5-minute delay. I will timestamp this video if you happen to be watching, if it is a VOD. But nonetheless, I just want to take a moment to welcome you and thank you guys so much for tuning in for tonight. I know across the world it is almost 4 a.m. It's 3:55 here. 5-minute delay. About to get started. About to have a good conversation. Got a lot of teams gearing up and ready to go for Apex Legends. I'm very excited to be here. But yeah, lots of changes are going to be happening during the stream itself as a whole. So be sure to grab yourself a coffee, a snack, get comfortable, because Apex Legends is about to get hot. Also, of course, can't forget the nostalgia of the soundtrack. Very, very nostalgic. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on today's stream because every little bit is going to help others find the stream for today. I'm really, really excited. A lot of teams are going to be fighting quite hard because obviously this is the last online tournament before the playoffs. And of course, the last chance qualifier. So today is a very, very important tournament for most. We are just gearing up on the server. Just getting set up and comfortable. So remember, this is on a 5-minute
Oh my god,
delay.
I lasered them.
Just as a reminder.
Living heck out of that person.
Tuning it at home. It is on a 5-minute delay because we are seeing the back end of the server.
They're spamming.
We are controlling the camera, doing everything live here for you. Apex Legends Global Series Online Tournament Winter Circuit number 4.
Yeah, you're good, you're good. Two of them are down, two of them are down. Bro, what am I on?
While we're here, I just want to do a quick test of my own audio.
Jumped out after.
Already did it beforehand, but
Face
while
down.
we are warming up, everything is looking good.
Devo.
I'm dead.
I just had so many no regs.
Just as a reminder, 5-minute delay, so the lobbies will be warmed up, fired up, and ready to go. We got a
Nice,
lot
you're
of
getting
teams with
yourself
us
right
today. A lot of teams. We got
Maybe
Crazy
enough for a
Raccoon,
distraction.
FLK, GTS,
God.
both Black
Getting a
and
res
Feather.
right here.
Jupiter Vega. Teams that are looking for a team, of course. T1, which we're expecting a stand-up performance with. We got Ice Cream. We got some other teams that are a little unknown. But you know, this is their big shot for getting into the playoffs. We'll get started here in just a moment. Appreciate your patience as we get fired up. And of course, as the lobby gets underway. And again, wherever you're tuning in
That's
from
actually
across the world,
hilarious.
don't
That was
forget to
actually-
leave a like, comment, and subscribe because every little bit helps find the channel here. We look forward to having everyone here for today's broadcast.
GG, brody. GG's.
If you're just tuning in, I just want to take a moment and welcome you. This is live. This is a live stream. So if you happen to be watching the VOD, well, thank you so much for watching the VOD. But this is a live tournament, live event that we're going to be broadcasting. We'll be changing POVs in just a hot second. Make sure we got everything set up and ready to go. Got some new little things going on today. Obviously, we got the nice little intro here. Everything's all set up. Pretty excited.
Another guy
Pretty
just took it too.
excited.
Sucks for that guy.
Good morning and welcome to Apex Legends Global Series Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. As you can tell, we've got quite a lot of new things set up for the stream itself. Excited to have everyone here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic night, evening, morning, wherever you may be in the world. Give me a quick second while we set up. The server is gearing up and individuals are starting to pile in into the server. So just give me a quick second while we do a little bit of house cleaning items in the back end and then we'll get started. But I'm excited to have all of you guys here. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As you can tell, we've dressed up the tournament quite a bit. I'm really excited nonetheless, and this is going to be a whole lot of fun to broadcast. I got a huge smile on my face just because of the hard work that we're definitely putting into the stream. Boss guy, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, buddy.
That's what happens with RNG, unfortunately.
All right. MTL, good morning to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Or good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world right now. For everyone, everyone, wherever you might be, anywhere around the world at the moment.
I'm not ready.
Oh, I know. I don't get a million impressions on Twitter a month.
All right, let's switch cameras. And the lobby is filling up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of teams here. We got Avalon Gaming, Shoot Gaming, Cog Ace, Crazy Raccoon, Fennel Korea, Flora, GTS Black, GTS Feather, Ice Cream, Jupiter Vega, Lag Gaming, LFT, looking for a team, obviously, Banshee, and more underway. As you can tell, we definitely have a new setup. Wore the suit for today, ladies and gentlemen. Got a new background, got new graphics, got new overlays. We're definitely taking things to another level in terms of production value. So I'm excited to have all of you guys here. I need to do one more thing before we're all set up here. For the laptop. Just want to make sure I have the stream set up and everything's good to go. But the server is piling in and we are getting started. So again, it's great to have everyone. Misfire, it's so good to see you. And we'll be started here in just a moment.
I just had so many no regs.
Yes, you will definitely be seeing Watson's face on screen. Give me just a second here while we fire up a few things. Then we will be all set. Alrighty. Obviously, you know, there's a few things that we need to set up just so we get better and better, but every single tournament we're going to take things to another level in terms of production quality. Thanks for streaming. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Got everything set up. So the lobby is filling up and we're just getting started and getting comfortable in the lobby, and we should be good to go in just a hot second. Dehan, it's good to have you here. Good morning, everyone. Again, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. We have a really big tournament underway for today. Very excited and going to be a whole lot of fun as we're broadcasting. Again, whole new setup. If there's a few technical things here and there, we will be adjusting some things, but nonetheless, we are putting ourselves out there. We're working on increasing the production value, and it was all going to be very exciting. So I'm excited. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So as the lobby's filling up, let's take a reminder of the teams that we saw from the prior week. I remember we were looking at T1 and their performance. They're coming back. They're definitely going to be performing at I think they're going to be performing at a very high level for this coming tournament. So very exciting to see how they perform. I think they're probably still going to land Lava Fissure and Splitting Around Trials. And definitely other teams like Crazy Raccoon are very comfortable. Obviously, they've secured first place before, so we'll see how they continue to perform in this tournament. I know we had some teams, especially Jupiter Vega, have a fantastic performance in the last tournament. They're starting to find the groove in their niche, especially as they're finding the rotations and playing better as a squad. Appreciate the feedback, everyone. Don't worry, as we continue to clean things up at the start of the stream, we'll get there. Every little bit is a little bit of a trial and error, but nonetheless, once we switch it over, you'll see the normal format, new graphics, new overlay, and everything. But welcome anywhere you're in the world. Let me know what time it is for you. It's good to have you. Want to see Revenant? I used to like any video. It's good to have you here. 3 a.m. It is now 4:06 a.m. for me. But it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Very, very excited to have all of you guys here. And yeah, it'll just be a blast. So the lobby is getting started up, and we're just getting comfortable here. Don't forget to grab yourself a snack, a coffee, as we settle on in for the first round. It's going to be game 1 for today. All right. I'm pumped. I can't tell you how much work I've definitely been putting behind the scenes on something like this, because I've been feeling a lot more comfortable when it comes to casting, and it's been very, very exciting. And you know, we got the music in the background. Definitely very nostalgic in terms of the overall music and feel. All right, everyone is almost underway. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have everyone here. If you're just tuning in, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to comment, especially for the nice little suit outfit going on here. You know, trying to look sharp, trying to get into the mood and the overall feel for casting. I'm pumped. I'm having a whole lot of fun. You know, we do have an upcoming patch for Apex Legends that's definitely going to shift the meta for competitive, and that's something we actually should take a moment to think about, especially when we see Watson getting a buff, which is why I had Watson as the overlay for the stream, just because I think she's going to make a massive comeback for competitive. For the prior ALGS, I definitely ran her in the tournament just for fun, just to kind of get a vibe to see if she could definitely make a play. But if you are unaware, she's definitely getting a buff, and she's going to be able to heal very much like Octane does. Over time, her shield heals. But yeah, definitely wearing the suit at 4 a.m. Don't forget that there is a 5-minute delay, so don't forget. Boss Guy, thank you so much for being a mod and helping on the channel. T1 qualified for playoffs in 02, so I wonder if they'll continue to experiment with comps like they did last week. They definitely did. They were changing things up, and I could definitely feel that they were trying to get their groove and their comfort, which is why I said this is a high-performing team. They know exactly what they're doing. They've landed Lava Fissure trials. Nobody contests them because they know how to play as a squad. That's really important to know as they go into this tournament, especially with the changes that are coming with Apex Legends. If individual players are going to change up their play style to see what works and what doesn't. Because we do know that Pathfinder's low profile is being removed, which is definitely big because Bloodhound and Crypto have definitely been our eyes in the sky in terms of knowing where the zone goes. So in terms of the overall zone, we'll have to see where things change up and how things will continue to play out. We've been seeing a lot less Caustic in the meta, which is interesting because Caustic in his current place is actually quite strong, but he is definitely going to have some adjustments and nerfs come March 9th, which is this coming Tuesday. So if you're unaware that there's a patch coming out for Apex Legends, now would be actually the biggest time to be aware of it. Blacksmith Gaming, thank you so much for being here. Let's give a shout out to everyone here. Is this one different to the ones that goes on the Apex ALGS channel? This is for APAC North. So if you're just tuning in, and actually there we go. We are actually underway on the first round, ladies and gentlemen. We're underway in the first round. Very, very excited as we get comfortable and we push through. We're going to see some very exciting plays. Everyone is getting warmed up. I guarantee right beforehand, they're probably in the test range practicing their 1v1s. And I definitely put a lot of guides here on the channel talking about how to practice your 1v1s and how you can get very comfortable. So we'll see in a moment what teams and what they play, how they decide to play this out, and what everything's going to shape up and how it's going to look. So we're going to do, let's go to switch POVs and go right into game 1. So as you can tell, it cleaned up the overlay to listen to feedback. Listen, I want the viewing experience to be as positive for you guys, and that's very, very important for me. So we keep on trucking along. We take the feedback. I'll fix some things in the intro, kind of make some adjustments, and continue to grow and improve from there. So very, very exciting. Just wanted to add the extra layer for the channel, so then there's a finesse and gloss, because everything has been pretty exciting as we've been casting more of these events and have been having a whole lot of fun doing it. So we're going to get, as we get more and more comfortable, obviously we kind of segued from the start of the stream, and now things are about to really heat up and get comfortable. So obviously we know T1 goes Lava Fissure, as well as Trials. We're going to see, obviously, FK still going their infamous Fragment East. Let's see if they get contested off the rip before in the prior tournaments. They definitely have. So if we take a look, we see only 3 Caustics in the lobby at the moment. A lot of Horizons definitely in play, with Wraith not becoming the overall #1 pick, but definitely still a high pick rate overall. Eyeline, thank you so much for becoming a name trainer. Really appreciate you. We are casting APAC North here for ALGS Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. So as things go underway, we do see a potential 50-50 right off the rip. Let's take a look what team is contesting them. We got FK and SG. SG, by the way, had some phenomenal plays in the prior tournament, being able to keep their rotation, getting really comfortable. They're landing in their usual overlook spot, and No Name. If you're confused with what No Name is, by the way, No Name is this little spot on the map right here. The reason why it's called No Name is, well, because it has no name, but it definitely has a beacon, which is what Pinky is doing here. Pinky was prior tournament was definitely rocking more of the Spitfire. We'll see if he rocks the Spitfire, if he switches over more to the Devotion, and decides to kind of switch things up. At the moment, he's running a Devotion. Again, we will experience a little bit of lag at the start of the server here. Nothing to fret, nothing to really worry about. It does even out, and there's not much to worry about there. We are already seeing an early fight at Lava Fissure. Unfortunately, we didn't miss that, but it looks like he is getting the res and recovering for his team. So it looks like we've got a 1v1 situation. Bubble Fight gets a nice early crack, solid damage in, and cleans it up and goes for the res with the squad. This is 3 kills already. Sano making a big play for his team. I'm just adjusting the volume just for a moment. Let me know if the game volume is too loud, if you need me to make the adjustment to make it a little quieter or not. But you know what? Banshee does have thermal station. At least we'll know for next time that they were in a 50-50. This was by Team Fruit Star. No other 50-50s look like they're taking place. Actually, we do see some action happening over at Lava City. Let's take a look at Shoot Gaming, and Horizon does have height, getting a bit of damage with the Spitfire. And Pot does go down, unfortunately, and Gibby's going to throw his bubble and go for the res to hopefully recover and avoid the push that is coming in. Let's take a look how the Bloodhound is going to cover for his team. He's going to try to get his scan out in a few moments. Horizon has thrown her ult to put the pressure. There is a scan. They are down below, and they're going to flank. Let's see how Risk makes this play out. They take height and try to find their footing. He has a charge rifle, which can get some damage in, but unfortunately the Gibby does take a bit of damage right in the back, and this puts them in a real uncomfortable position. Let's see that Kovacs aim in play. 60 damage, Arthur. It goes to the crack. Let's not get too greedy and drop, and there is a fry. The team did make the right call for pushing on Shoot Gaming, especially when you get a strong knock. You have to make the play, and there's the Arc Star right in front of him. Boom! And there goes the Horizon, knocked again. We have 2v2 situation while the Gibby at the bottom is looking to try to recover, keeping an eye on Shoot Gaming because they had a pretty good performance down before, and there's the bubble for the reset. At this moment, both teams are probably going to back out of this situation because, unfortunately, with the zone coming in 40 seconds, unless they can get a solid crack or down, this will not be worth it. Horizon does not have her Q down below for another 40 seconds. This team does have height. The reason why they're not dropping is they do drop. That's going to be a vital mistake for their play. They're trying to catch them out, but unfortunately they probably won't be able to. Now, a lot of fights are breaking in early on here. GTS and FL are in an early fight. We'll stick with this fight and see how this decides to play out for this team. This is just the unfortunate situation that happens with the BR. There's a nice switch there. Their resources are pretty slim. Getting the resources as swaps. They're trying to take height and reposition. Risk unfortunately goes down, and now there's a 3v2 situation. He drops in. He doesn't have a whole lot of ammo. The swap does happen from the Horizon, and they try to find better positioning, and now the Gibraltar Jewel Man is all by himself. Let's see if he's able to get out of this sticky situation. I highly doubt it. He's flying around the zip line like a flying trapeze and making his way into a better position. I don't even know if I pronounced that word right. Listen, it's 4 in the morning, and sometimes words don't come out the way they're supposed to. This man, Jewel Man, is making some pretty big plays and trying to get comfortable. If you're just tuning in, don't forget this is game 1. They're going to push the door. And unfortunately, Jewel Man is definitely going to be going out in this moment. Actually, he's ratting. He's 1 HP. And the Wraith did not make the push. Very smart on his part not to get too greedy. Definitely was probably low in that situation. And he's trying to rotate. Jewel Man lives to see another day. Wow. That's pretty amazing on Jewel Man's part. Honestly, I'm really surprised the rate didn't drop unless they are getting third party, which is actually the scenario that is taking place. LFT comes in, and we got Yukio Meltdown showing up with a massive. They do have one down. They're trying to find their footing. Lemonade is getting fried. There's the massive shots. The switch to the POV gets a nice massive shot there. Meltdown has an opportunity to definitely pop off, and he gets it for his squad, and this actually is the major opportunity for the Rat to get away. He's probably looking for banners. Jewel Man trying to find a way to get back, realizing the third party came from the team at the south. Wow, big thought on the moment from the Wraith not to drop and try to recover from the team, but big moments already happening in the early qualifier. Teams are not taking a moment. There's going to be a lot of action today, ladies and gentlemen, as teams try to find their footing. We're taking a segue here to SG to see if they're going to take a fight with Cog Ace as they are nearby. They're probably unaware, they're definitely aware of their situation and where they're sitting, and they're just going to hold off. This is everyone just rotating to zone at the moment. The Rat, unfortunately, if you're curious why we call them rats, well, when you're all alone in the world, just like New York City, listen, that's what happens. For those that are asking about Crazy Raccoon, they are in this tournament. We haven't taken a look at them because I know they definitely land over by sorting, but nobody is picking on them and nobody's bothering them at this moment. So there's not any action that you're missing, so don't worry. Don't be concerned. We're going to do our best to capture all the action here and paint the narrative, especially as teams start to perform well, as we take a look at who's hot in the lobby and who is not. So pretty exciting as we see teams rotate. We got Reignite. Still, actually, Reignite switch over from the Pathfinder. Reignite had been sticking pretty sturdy with the Pathfinder, but it looks like Rig has decided to go, especially with 788. He's a really amazing Pathfinder, getting a lot of damage. Has decided to switch over to the Crypto for his roster. This team is taking it very, very seriously. We have Cog already in a nice fight. Let's take a look. They're breaching and moving in. The Gibraltar coming in with a master. Pretty scary, actually, with an EVA 8. Took a quick moment. Knocks one guy. Solid fry. 164 damage with the EVA 8. He repositions, gets knocked. Let's switch to the POV over to the Horizon. She shot early on, which is probably not the best idea, partly because she's going to be able to run out of ammo and her mag. Let's take a look at Hegak and see how he manages to clutch at the situation, because they are getting thirded. And is he going to go for the res to reposition? He does have his Crypto ult, and he has to buy himself a little time because the caustic gas is on the first floor. He goes for the res. Then there's a massive third party happening down below. We'll see how this all takes place. There's a Crypto ult. He's going to take a little damage, but luckily he's got himself a gold armor, and he's going to be able to get his full team right back up. Great play by Cog. Let's take a look where else they are in the building. Actually, there's the bubble. Team did rotate out. They are safe in the building. The other team did back off, Jupiter Vega. They are getting the res, and everyone is just currently resetting. T1 with full gold, full Exodia, looking pretty sharp, just as I am in my costume. Make the game louder. Definitely can do so. We're going to drop up that game volume. Not a problem. Drop it up a little higher so you can hear the game volume. Make sure everything you can hear is there. So yes, this is live, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a 5-minute delay. So I did make adjustment to the volume. Hopefully you can hear the game just a little bit better. Sounds better. And then we will see what teams decide to fight in this situation. Everyone right now, there's, you know, what's different about currently this tournament and how things are playing out is teams are not hesitating to make a push. They're getting into gunfights early on. They're making some big plays. We see a lot of Cryptos in play as well. So we see Nisong make a nice flank here with a R99, 80 damage in. Tries to clear with the Crypto, go for the swap, and they're going to recover by throwing the bubble down, but they do have a third party showing up right behind them. Pats his buddy on the back. The Horizon's going to queue right up to try to avoid any damage. Or not, actually, in this situation. She's opting for the stairs. Sometimes the stairs are just a lot more comfortable than using your Q. There's a lot of fighting going on, a lot of damage being thrown out. Let's take a look how FK decides to clutch out this encounter. Everyone is just playing patiently. You're seeing a lot of picks happening where teams will get into a fight. Let's take a look at Reignite because they were just in that messy situation. He's going to try to go right back for the banner if he can and reposition himself. Get a little comfortable. There he goes. Eye in the sky. He's trying to get his drone and trying to get comfortable because he wants to get that banner. Let's take a look. Let's make sure we see him get the banner. See if he's able to go for the full recovery. A lot of Crypto's high IQ plays. He gets the banner. He's safe. Let's take a look how teams are managing their situation. So we got a few teams rotating in. We got Crazy Raccoon. They have not gotten into any fights right now. They did a little bit of pick damage, but nothing to fret or worry about. We do have teams like FK currently held up in the building, and Fragment. We'll see how they decide to clutch this out. They are using the bubble just to get as much loot as humanly possible, and we see Reignite manage to get the Wraith back into play, and there's the bubble for help him rotate. But unfortunately, he just dropped down, and my gosh, and let's take a look at this POV from the Wraith. That's a feels bad moment. When a Crypto makes a clutch play and still gets knocked, that definitely was a panic drop. And the Wraith holding on for dear life, just trying to crawl over. They're definitely calling out for the Gibby bubble, get him that extra space, but they might be able to recover here in just a moment. They still have 15 seconds before they can get their buddy up. The Crypto going for the ballsy plays. Tujme. Yeah, honestly, he's not always going to be around, so let's see how this plays out. Wraith Q's back. She doesn't have anything in her inventory, and all she can do is be part of the squad and chill and wait. We do see a fight happening with Crazy Raccoon. Let's take a look at Selly, a fan favorite among many fans. Let's see how he decides to play this out. There is the ultimate coming from Horizon, and they're just going to reposition and find their footing as they take height and making sure that they get out of the situation. Let's take a look at the team. LFT was the one that came in hot, and they got quite a few kills under their belt, a total of 5. And right now, that's 5 points, 15 places. Take a look at Selly again from his POV because they were getting third-partied from the back. Selly, nice R301 damage just to try to find an opening. Got the 3x. 3x is definitely comfortable for many individuals, even myself included. I will always pick up a 3x whenever I get a shot. Gives you that magnification, gets you that damage. Teams are rotating in. And now we have 15 squads still remaining in the lobby. Already a lot of fighting happening. And already a pretty big, exciting start overall to the tournament. We have Sun Sister still hunkered down. They're opting still to go without the Caustic, which is very respectable. Very respectable. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega. They're holding a pretty hard angle here, but because they are opting to go back for their Caustic, they should be okay. Let's take a look back at Reignite. Looks like the Wraith managed to get some of their armors back. They got a few swap for days here. They got the wide armors. They're putting them strategically just in case they get cracked, and so they have optimal positioning. Streamer building is currently occupied by Ice Cream. Shout out to Ice Cream. Loving the name, partly because of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Ding. Gotta love it. If you're just tuning in, don't forget this is Apex Legends official tournament here that we're watching. This is on a 5-minute delay, and this is for APAC North. Let's take a look at the team. Banshee here is trying to hold out T1. T1 needs to make a rotation over to the left to find some better footing. They will probably opt to either pick a push on the left, especially if Ras can make a play. He might queue up and try to find some entry damage, but they know that a lot of these buildings are occupied. As we see LFT here, Meltdown already making some positioning. Everyone's just trying to find positioning, and they know the zone is further in. Jupiter Vega has the zone, and we'll see how they're able to find their way in. LFT is probably going to be edging, as well as T1. T1 is definitely notable for hard edging on the side, and Crazy Raccoon as well. Let's take a look at T1 and see how they are doing. T1 is still on the north side of the map, taking the high ground. The hard part about T1, while they do have old gold, is that they have to find, and they're pinging right now, how many people are in each building. They're definitely pinging it out, trying to find their spot and spacing. Having a full gold setup is very nice, and the reason why they get the better RNG is because they do trials, which is always guaranteed some gold loot. They always split lava fissure and trials just to maximize on that. So right now, a lot of fighting isn't happening because everyone's waiting for the zone to pull them out and to find some better positioning. So you can tell T1 is looking like, brother, there's people in the building over on the left. There's people on the right and left. They're all in every single building. They need to find a spot in. They're not running a Wraith, so they need to be really smart about how they rotate and how they find an edge here. So T1, or Crazy Raccoon, like we mentioned before, is going to find some entry frag here. Sully looking for some damage to see if they can make a play. Ras is probably going to pop his Q right up into the air and see if he can find some damage in just a moment. He threw his ult instead to opt. He's getting fried from the right. They need to be very careful. They need to drop their bubble for cover, and there it is. He's going to go for the bat. Try to find position. They possibly need to get out of this. This is getting rough. Sully making the big brain play, popping the Wraith port, and they get out. The charge rifle definitely messed up their push. They got some nice strong damage in, but it's just not enough whenever you have a charge rifle team poking from a distance. Ras trying to find his footing, getting comfortable again, and they're just going to edge this. There it is for the Q, trying to get eye where they're going to rotate. Pings where the enemy team is, and they say, you know what, we got a lot of teams at our angles, we got a lot of positioning. They need to push out this team on the left so they can find their way into a better spot. T1 on the north side, still just taking some picking damage here. Lucky they got all gold armor, so they're very efficient on their heals. And let's take a look. Ras still trying to find some positioning, but they keep getting picked on by Charge Rifle Charlie from a distance. He uses a Q to go right back in, go right back out. They're just trying to find their footing and definitely can feel the frustration as they're trying to make a play and get that team out, but it was a little too late. Let's take a look to see if LFT's Yuki Meltdown is able to make a play here for his team. There's a scan, and there's the nade. Could be a big nade. Unfortunately, doesn't get any damage, but there is a Q to find the entry frag. Throws his ult. Needs to be careful to cross the fire here. If he crosses the fire too much, he's definitely going to take too much damage. He needs to drop and re-find his position. The caustic gas is out. Yuki finding some fantastic positioning, but needs to be careful because the caustic gas could get him out. This could be a 3v1 situation if he's not careful. He drops and makes sure that he's not getting shot as other teams are realizing that this is a potential for a third party. Let's see if this team decides to hunker down. GTS Black is in the building, and they say nope, they do have to rotate in. The other team, Sun Sisters, has decided not to take this fight because they know they need to take a fight into zone. Fennel is struggling to hold off the zone at the moment. They are recovering, they are finding their footing, and they will reposition. They do have a lot of fighting, but what's happening here is a lot of utility is being utilized, but everyone's in different floors of the building. So while we do see a lot of movement going on, that's what's happening. We do see a port. GTS Black is trying to get into zone, and this is about to become a massive cluster of a situation. We have a cluster occurring. They see teams on the left, and they see teams on the right. They're probably going to opt here, and there's a crypto. He's going to go for the bomb to stop this team. He needs to pop his bomb fairly quickly. He goes for the crack. Brazdian is unfortunately low and damaged, and there's a nade. The nade bounces off his teammate, trying not to get cracked. And now they're opting to make a push into the building. Crypto makes a breakdown. Solid R99 damage, but it's not enough, unfortunately, because the Gibby bubble and the Gibby shield, block the incoming damage. They're all low. Gets shot from a third party right in the back. GTS Black does go down, and Yuki Meltdown comes in, and we now have our new kill leader of the lobby. They're all going to run into zone. This is going to be a massive cluster of a situation, and LTF goes out, and now we have 3 teams on the edge here. FK looking pretty tight on their positioning. T1 is still in. They're sitting comfortable with their gold armors, but it looks like a fight is about to break out with FK here with Jung Hee. Not running a sniper this time around. Nice volt damage. He tries to drop a little further below. He's going to probably drop his crypto ult, but he is inside the zone, which is an uncomfortable situation to be in, and gets pushed out. Man, was that probably the unfortunate timing that they did not need. I saw what he was going for, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen for his team. And he could res his buddy, but he waits, and there's the Gibby ult that gets for the cleanup. Misses his first shot. If he landed that shot, that could have been the play, but the pressure was just too much. Sun Sisters like, what's going on here? What damage can we get in here? And they show up, and they're going to take some of the zone damage to make a play up. Massive is whiffing. 88 damage when the massive nerf does hit. Is this massive even going to be viable? And Sun Sisters cleans up FL. Wow, we have 6 teams left in the lobby. Very exciting plays happening underway. So the silence has fallen upon the lobby, and the reason why it's fallen is because teams are waiting and recovering, and the zone is about to push. This is a moment where everyone's just waiting and saying, a lot of pressure happening. Lots happening. Very uncomfortable for everyone. That, you know, uncomfortable is definitely the word of the day today. Sometimes it'll be daunting, uncomfortable, but you know, today is uncomfortable because let me tell you, the pressure is definitely tight. Nice Q by Jusnin, but now he doesn't have his Q. He's just trying to run in, trying to reposition. There's a crypto ult, takes him out, and Cog Ace is definitely going to be going out. Let's take a look at T1's point of view as they're waiting patiently, seeing this massacre that's happening. I want to take a look at T1 because they're a top-tier team, and they're about to push into this fight. Let's take a look at the Horizons POV. Parka puts a Q, gets stuck up in the air. The Q just was not timed correctly, and now they opt in, and there's the arc. Unfortunately, was not enough to stick. Let's see if he gets some damage. Gets 48. Not enough to get for a full crack, but enough to slow them down and make teams feel that pressure. Aubely is going for the skins consistently. Nice R3 with damage, breaks through the shield. Let's see how T1 plays this out. A lot of teams are fighting, and they're just going to wait. Let's take a look at the POV because it looks like we see a push happening. Ice Cream does go for the res, and they get absolutely fried right in the back. Cog just flies up in the air, trying to just pray, but the praying is not enough. Jupiter Vega coming in and cleaning house. There's the Gibby throwing out nades, reloading his Mastiff, finding his positioning, and here comes for the slide in for the bubble fight. We see a lot of knocks happening. Only 3 teams remaining, and Jupiter Vega is looking pretty sharp, knowing that T1 is pretty low and getting pinched at a different angle. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega because they have the highest probability of winning at the moment as they pick on T1 and they find their footing. T1 is just holding on for dear life with one player, and the team that's deciding to sneak in is Sun Sisters. They're cleaning up T1, going in for those massive shots. Sun Sisters waiting for the other team, but they need to rotate back before they get caught out, and there's the bubble for the rotation. Where's the damage? They're looking for the damage. They're waiting to hold them out. 44 damage with the Mastiff. Not enough for a crack, but enough for a nice flank to put the pressure. It's Massive City, ladies and gentlemen, for today. He gets fried as he jumps down. He needs to get for the bat, and his teammates are going to cover, and the zone is going to clutch them in. Jupiter Vega, while they had the better positioning before, are starting to lose a bit of their footing here. And of course, on the right, T1 is just waiting to see how this fight's going to take place. And there's the crypto ult. And T1 rolls up right behind, completely unaware, hard griefing Sun Sisters. And now Sun Sisters goes out. Let's take a look at T1. Actually, let's take a look at Jupiter Vega, how they clutch this out and clean it up. And there it is. Jupiter Vega is the winner. Fantastic first round. A lot of action. A whole lot of action taking place in the first game of the day. I have to say, usually teams play a lot more patiently, but my gosh, are we seeing a lot already happen in the first game of APAC North. Wow, what a great first game, and what some great plays that took place for the first round. We'll take a look at the scorecard in just a moment, and we'll see how things do take place. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back in there. Let's rock that music. Two seconds while we switch over, and we'll take a look at the score. I will share the score a little later, not to spoil anything for you guys, but again, Jupiter Vega came out with a total of 22 points. Wow. We'll give a shout out here to everyone in the chat just for being a part. Very, very exciting. Why are they playing like normal pubs? Let me tell you, the action was pretty hot for a first round. Everyone played a lot more respectively as the round definitely progressed, but the first round definitely went off pretty hot. I have to say, very intense. Don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying the stream. Really appreciate everyone who's already here. Every little bit helps support the channel as we start to change up, as you can tell, a little bit of the format. Change up the background. And we get into the second round of the day. As we segue to game 2, don't forget to grab yourself a snack, a coffee, and settle in because we have a total of 6 games for today. And it looks like everyone is playing for kill points. Placement doesn't seem to be the word on everyone's mind right now. Everyone is looking at the kill points. Take a look. Let's take a refresh of the scores and see if they're updated. Once they're updated, I will switch POVs and we'll take a breakdown of the top 3 teams that we need to keep an eye on for the tournament. So once the lobby is up, I will hop into the lobby and we'll get into Game 2. All right, everyone. Let's give a shout out while the server is loading up to everyone here in chat. I want to take a moment to thank all of you guys for being here. Simply, Creepin', Cabs. Also, I saw Urban. It's good to see you, Bossman. Thank you so much for being here. There's a lot of action for today. Crazy Panda, Vengeance, I recognize that name. Toshi, Wayne, it's good to see everyone. Welcome to the channel. Greaseman, thank you so much for being here. Smooth Kid, again, if you guys are enjoying the commentary, enjoying what we're doing here, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because we'll be covering more of APAC North, especially as we go into the playoffs. This is Game 1. We're going into Game 2 in just the moment. And yes, I am the host for today. This is Apex Legends Global Series Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. I'm just taking a look, make sure the next server is about to get started here. And then once they tally up the scores, go into the scoring. T1 has definitely been playing very smart. They definitely have been taking the high ground. They definitely are taking their positioning. And let's take a look at that scorecard. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at the scorecard. Right now, Jupiter and Vega is in first place with 22 points. Let me just make sure that that looks correct on screen. Look at that. We're upping the quality and production of the stream. I know before we didn't have the scorecard up on screen, but now we're definitely taking a look at a nice little format. Got some segue for you guys, looking sharp. We got the suit, we got the commentary. I know the intro could have needed some tweaks. I'll be sure next time to make sure to drop the audio of the video so it doesn't overlap, so it's just a nice silent background. But don't worry, we'll keep on continuing the production value of the stream. This is my first time making some massive changes. I spent about maybe 3 or 4 hours just having a lot of fun changing things up. But here's a score. Again, first place is Jupiter Vega with a total of 22 points. We have Sun Sisters at second place with 16 points, and as well as Ice Cream at 13. We need to see T1, FL, and FLK. These teams know what they're doing. They know how to play. We have teams making changes. We have Reignite, getting rid of the Pathfinder. Who would have thought? And guess what? I guarantee you they're going to come right back to the Pathfinder because low profile has been removed in the patch come March 9th. So again, as we segue over to Game 2 in just a moment, you have the score here. We'll go right into the next game as we're going to follow Jupiter Vega, Sun Sister, and Ice Cream to see can they keep up this momentum. Do they have what it takes to go into the playoffs very comfortably, knowing that they're hot, that they got everything underway. So again, as we go into round 2, Game 2 of the tournament for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for being a part. I really appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, again, it's in the middle of the night. It is 4:38 in the morning for me. What time is it for you around the world? I'd love to know where everyone is around the world because right now, literally, took another shower to wake myself up to feel sharp, right? Hopefully look sharp enough. Hopefully you look sharp. Maybe if you're in your pajamas, if it's the middle of the night for you. Maybe you're at lunch right now, part of the world. Maybe it's the evening for you. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys for being here and having a blast with me and joining in for the cast. APAC North's coming out with some massive plays already, partly because people aren't being patient. People are just going in for the fights. They're playing it as if this was a pub or a rank match. The blatant pushing teams out, but there still is being smart on their position, especially T1. T1's a very smart team. Definitely a smart team. So we're going to go into Game 2 in just a moment here. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as we follow the teams. Let me segue back to the scorecard just in case you would like to have it. The patch does drop on March 9th, just as a reminder. Has not dropped yet. We look at the scorecard. Jupiter Vegas in first place, 22 points. Sun Sister second place, 16 points. Ice Cream, 13 points. Fantastic. Let's go right back. Switch over to the POV as everyone gets into the lobby. Oh yeah, Crazy Raccoon is a part. They are here. Let's see how teams decide to shake things up. make some changes. Because I notice a lot of teams are already changing up their roster. Not the roster as a per se, but their character and legends as they're picking to see how they can counter what's happening. But again, we're making changes to the stream. Hope you guys notice. I hope you guys are enjoying the cast because I'm having a whole lot of fun already. I'm getting super passionate about it. This is a whole lot of fun. I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast, man. But again, I'll make sure to watch the VOD, make some cleanups of the stream, things that didn't work, things that worked. Remember, we try things out. I want to push. I want to have a better cast for you guys. I want you guys to see that there's a better production value and that we really care about what we're doing here. Of course, Tenzin, appreciate you, buddy. So, again, there's a lot of teams over in Asia Pacific that have an amazing amount of talent, especially Selly really has a shot at Jung Hee. I always feel is underrated. A lot his sniper shots are on point. They make me so excited whenever just to get his POV. And the last round, he was using more of the Voltan Massive, so they're getting up close and personal. Everyone in comp is a predator. That's a fantastic question. Not everyone in competitive is actually a predator. We have some masters, diamond, and predator. And the reason why, because maybe some people will spend more time playing scrims, and if you're unaware of what scrims are practice tournaments, and most of the time the pro players will go into a scrim lobby and spend more time there rather than playing ranked, partly because it gets them used to the zones, get used to higher tier players in the lobby who are practicing, and scrims can last a very long time. It'll be upwards between 8 rounds at times, so pretty crazy. It's Aberlele in this tournament. This is APAC North of Apex Legends. So this is a different region. This is why we are obviously casting at now 4:41 in the morning, going on to game 2. And we're about to follow all the action that's about to go underway. So we saw some pretty great plays and big points for Jupiter Vega. Jupiter Vega, you know, I literally called it. I called it last tournament that they were having a better, more stand-up performance. And let's go back to the scoring, because last tournament they started finding their footing. I feel like every time that they are doing these rounds, they're getting better and better. The way they're recovering and finding their footing is just positive to see. I want to see SG, because SG was on the same line with Jupiter Vega in terms of finding their foothold. SG clutched out a massive win. So whenever their comms are clearly on point, then they're synergized and they're really able to take on a lobby and think clearly under pressure. So that's pretty awesome to see. So let's go back, segue here, right into the next round. So I got word we're going to begin here in just a moment. And once we're in, we'll segue and go underway. So LFT and Ice Cream are actually separate teams. Lemonade, Lennon, as well as Yuki Meltdown is on LFT. Vanity, Cog Matsutasu, and N22 are a part of Ice Cream. Now, I know a lot of people are a big fan of Team Egg. It looks like Team Egg did not manage to get to the finals this time around, but they are a fantastic team, and maybe something happened underway, and maybe they didn't compete this go-around. But it's okay, because they've had some pretty strong performances that we've seen so far. All right. SCI, add a high pass filter, please. I'm not sure what that is, buddy, but I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate the feedback. But don't forget to leave a like on the stream. I saw Wood making a comment at 3:44 a.m. in Texas. Shout out to Texas. I grew up in Dallas, Texas. Does anyone actually recognize any of the players in these teams? A lot of people do. Sally was actually a prior Overwatch player. And the great part about looking at APAC North, this is a great, I guess you can call it, teaching moment as people see how other regions of the world play. Some teams play more aggressive. Some teams don't play as aggressive. So as we take a look at what happens across different regions, I remember specifically when I was looking for APAC North as a stream and I wasn't able to find it online. So having the opportunity now to really cast APAC North and really showcase it for you guys has been an absolute blast. Honestly. All right, so the next round should be underway in just a moment. And don't worry, once we're in the round, I will make sure turn off the music so that we can hear footsteps and we can hear everything that's happening in the lobby. All right, round is starting in 8 seconds. And we'll get underway for round 2 of Apex Legends Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4, APAC North. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at the setup of the teams. What we're looking at in the prior lobby, things are going to change once they come in, obviously. We are seeing that teams are starting to go back to playing Wraith, but we're seeing a lot of Horizon still. We do have about 3 or 4 caustics that are happening in the lobby, and we're seeing a lot of crypto. Obviously, you see a lot of crypto because of getting the beacon, scanning the beacons, finding positioning, and also going for the entry-level damage. So what the teams are doing behind the scenes at the moment is that they're picking their legends, and we'll see right at the rip what changes. There's going to be apparently a lot of 50-50s happening, especially over by Lava City, and as well as Thermal Station. Let's take a look at Thermal Station and see if they go for another 50-50 right off the rip. So there's 2 teams we're going to keep an eye on. Then let's keep an eye on right after Jupiter Vega and how they're going to rotate in, considering they got the first place before. Let's see if they can keep up the consistency. I'm curious myself if they're going to be able to manage that consistency, or if they're going to be able to, if they're going to fall short. So teams are picking their legends, and we're underway. So let's go ahead and turn off that music for now, and then we will see how teams decide to land.
Let's land here.
So let's take a look. I guarantee T1 is still taking their Trials and Lava Fissure finish. SG taking their no-name spot, making their split. Let's take a look at the teams that are contesting Lava City. We got Avalon Gaming as well as LFT. So LFT splitting off. They're making a split here, but they need to be careful because they know that they're going to be 50-50 potentially. Goes through the scan. Linen already finding where the zone is going at the start, and it looks like we're looking at an epicenter ending. Thermal Station looks like there's not a 50-50 with Team Fruit Star. Looking like they're okay. No 50-50 right off the rip this time around. So teams, we looks like we already got already an upset happening with Crazy Raccoon. Looks like the team, wow, what a shot by Rest. Nice 78 damage by the 30-30. They contested Sun Sisters. Wow, Sun Sisters going from second place to being knocked out of the lobby this early on. That's actually shocking. That's something we didn't even come to predict that was going to happen in this lobby. That's probably one of the earliest 50-50s and one of the strangest spots over by North and No Name, where they decided to knock them out of the lobby early. That's some blatant early disrespect. I'm sorry we missed it. That definitely was shocking. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I don't think anybody was. That was pretty close for Crazy Raccoon. They are definitely stifled on heels, but Ras, we got to catch it just in time when we got that nice 30-30 shot right off the rip. There was a bit of lag. The lag does clear up as the server goes on, but Ras already 3 kills in with 222 damage. Ras, what a legend, frying with a 30-30 repeater. We don't see any other fights happening right now. We'll have to keep an eye to see where the teams are landing, where the 50-50s are taking place. But Ras, we've seen a stand-up performance. He's making a staple of his gameplay as a Horizon. We know that there are big names like No Cocoa Puffs that make a pretty stand-up performance as a Horizon, but I have to say Ras, he has a very consistent play, and he's able to get his team out of dodge when he needs to. So right now he switched from the 30-30 back to a Hemlock and an EVA 8. I've seen him run the EVA 8 quite consistently. Ras will definitely drop the EVA 8 or the Master for an EVA 8 just because he gets some nice consistent shots. No other fights are taking place across the map. Teams are playing a little bit more respectfully than they were before. Maybe I'll speak too soon because North is about to run up on a team, and Cog Ace is about to scout out to see what's going on. They hear them and they see them. He needs to be careful, make sure he does not get run on because he is not with his team. And they have to be aware. We're keeping an eye on the map because I don't want to miss any of the fights that are about to take place because Epicenter is about to get a little spicy. It's about to get a little hot. Shoot Gaming, whenever they had some early fights before, are not having an early fight now. But Fennel Korea is taking height, using the Horizon Q to their maximum ability and finding some nice positioning as they rotate. Looks like teams are just comfortably skirting around each other.
as they find the center zone over by Epicenter. This is looking more like a survey camp, Epicenter ending. We'll find out next zone where it decides to pull. This is not going to pull towards the south. This is going to pull more towards the north side of the map. Right now we have a team from Harvester rotating in. We have Flora, who has had some consistency in prior tournaments. Let's see if they manage to get hot for this tournament as well. But still a pretty shocking upset that Sun Sisters going from second place to getting knocked this early on has definitely put them back to the drawing board. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega and where they're rotating from. Jupiter Vega a little bit out in the open, getting shot in the back. Is this going to be another upset for a team going from first place, potentially to get knocked out at 19th place? We got Student Taken going for nice triple take shots. Now is getting thirded right in the back. He needs to go and go for a nice bat and recover quickly or recover slowly with some shield cells. He gets a good swap here, doesn't waste any of his cells, but they got to remember there is a broken armor just sitting there, so they got to be sure not to rotate onto that. Luckily, they don't take a little bit, or they don't take additional damage, and now they're sitting comfortably. We got a fight happening in Dome. This is an odd turn of events, and we got a third party about to take place. This is pretty crazy to happen outside of the zone. Gets a fry, goes for the L-Star, but this team is unaware that another third party is about to show up. I apologize for bringing up the map, but I need to see that the third party is about to show up. Goes for the R99 spray, and this team's about to get thirded from LFT. LFT is like, hey, what's going on here? Heard you guys were having a party over here. They throw the bubble for the positioning Lemonade whenever he had some good damage in before. Has an even 8, R301. Nice fry, and it looks like that's it for their team, and the rat runs and gets away. Fennel, man, that's unfortunate. They get into a fight. Realistically, when you look at the situation, you don't really think a team's going to push outside of the zone like this. This is a team that the teams are looking for points, and Peanut is looking behind him and asking, why are you guys being so weird? Go to the zone. I can just hear it in his mind, just asking the question, what are you doing? Why are you still chasing me? Do you have any respect for me? And the team over here is probably saying to themselves, no, we want those points. Look at them chase him. He fries him, and he gets the kill. My gosh, I could just imagine Fennel at that moment just had a breath and sigh, just saying, man, why did they push me? Why? Why did they do it? Well, they got their points. They shut up for the third party just in time, getting 2 points on the record. Crazy Raccoon has not gotten into any fights besides the one that happened early on. Still, Ras is the kill leader. Let's see if he's able to keep this momentum. I'd love to see another squad wipe under his belt because his 30-30 shots were on point before, but guess what? He's got a hemlock. He's going to fry. You know, we're going to go doing some nice comparisons to No Cocoa Puffs or Ras. And honestly, two top-tier players that we're looking at. So we're looking at the lobby, falling silent as teams are finding their rotations and getting comfortable in. We're not going to see any fights really break out here. And the reason for that is teams are just finding their foothold and waiting for the zone because we know, again, that it was going to pull north. And the Crypto here is waiting to scan again in just a moment. We do have a team rolling up. T1 rolling up the building here. There is a Gimme Bubble to counter T1's push. But T1 will still make a play. They're using... Oh, they gets a nice crack there. Solid play, but you know what? They still say it's not worth. Partly because they don't want to get thirded in the back. There's a lot of fighting already happening. Reignite trying to make a push on the opposite side of the building. And just playing patiently. Reignite's not getting punished at all. They're just letting them push up into this building. I'm surprised that Jupiter Vega is not getting involved or saying hi whatsoever. Everyone's aware that this is a messy situation. Everyone just backs out and they say we live to fight another day. Reignite might go for some of the damage here and scouts out right ahead of him. Just getting some coverage for his Wraith. They do see that it's been looted and they do see that teams are not taking the tunnel. But that's okay that they're not taking the tunnel. We do have one team that's outside of zone right now. It is first zone, but the second zone is going to be able to hurt a lot more. Team Fruit Star needs to find their way in because if they don't, that's not going to be pretty good because they got an uphill battle. Imagine going here and you're going to fight this choke. This choke? My gosh. Let's see. A fight may break out here with Flora. And T1 is edging. T1 is looking for some kills. They're hungry. You know, they were in zone earlier, but now they're playing this like it's ranked. They're going in and they're looking for kills. They said, these teams outside of the zone, if you're looking for a fight, we're here. Parka coming in. My gosh, 90 damage to the Bolt. He doesn't have his Q to go up, but he might be pushing that when he gets a moment. Because they do have gold armors, but they got to make sure not to get thirded. They are aware of other teams' presence. Look at him flex here. Look at him. Look at him flex as he pushes in. He's hungry. He's like, Ras is not the only Horizon in this lobby. Tries to go for the Horizon Q up, unaware of the stairs. Listen, it's early in the morning for me. But for them, it's definitely later in the day. Forgot the stairs were underway there. They got a minute until the zone closed. They got a minute and 32 seconds now, 29. We got to see, are they going to fight this? Are they going to rotate in? T1, they want those points, man. Now they're seeing teams play edge. Last tournament, teams were not playing edge this much. But T1 is starting to get caught out. He needs to pop his Q to find his positioning and find his footing. They take height, and he's going to go for the flank here. Let's see if he can get a nice spray with the Bolt. He does almost go for the full fry. Nice flick right back. And there is a Gibby ult trying to push him right back out. And Parka says, nope, this isn't worth it anymore. They got to watch out for the third party. They avoid the crypto ult altogether, but there is another fight breaking out. GTS does have one down, and T1 is going to still come right back into the fight. Flora gets a nice massive shot, and they come in for the cleanup. Goes for the poor rat, and there is the cleanup there. And T1 says, wait a minute. Are you guys fighting or not? What's happening here? Crazy Raccoon. Everyone is edging. Ras coming in and says they're looking for another squad wipe. Raz, baby, give me some of those shots. Let's get them in play. They see the team rotating. They have height. Raz going for the nice hemlock shots. Frying. They're going to ape on this. If I were them, I'd be pushing. There is the ult. And Selly is taking a nice flank here, making sure they can't escape. Selly's got the Prowler in hand. R301, and they're unaware that T1 is on their back. They got to clean this up quickly, and they do. Crazy Raccoon versus T1. T1 sees what team it was, and they say Crazy Raccoon's too crazy for us. Let's just get to zone. You're just seeing zone. Whew, a lot going on. Again, what you're seeing here is obviously my latency to the server. I am connecting clear across the world. Excuse me, got a hiccup there. Apologize. Let's get some water in. A lot of casting, a lot of action taking place for Asia Pacific. Pretty exciting to see. Right now we do have some teams. We have height there. There's one up top and there's one down below. Crazy Raccoon, let me get the map out of the way, versus T1. Selly, I'm just going to let you do the work. Again, we are casting, we are driving the camera, we are commentating, we are doing everything and anything for this tournament. Crazy Raccoon versus T1. I want to see it. Let's see the action. Selly hasn't even healed yet. He's waiting for the fight. They're waiting for the rotation in, and you know what? They're going to opt. They don't actually want to get held here. But if they opt for this other angle, they're unaware that there is another team, Team Fruit Star, waiting for them at the other side. This is going to be heavy zone damage. Heavy zone damage, so the next fight that they take is going to hurt. T1 is looking around, making sure that Crazy Raccoon does not roll up behind them, and they say, you know what, we've got the scan. They're not there anymore. Crazy Raccoon has got a nail-biting performance here. This is about to get tough for them, because they're going to have to crawl up from height and push. They're definitely praying that the team is not here, but it's not looking good. Ras is probably going to opt for a Q push, and they're going to be using a lot of utility as they push in. And here they come. Ras, let's see how he uses his utility. Is he going to manage to find some positioning? There's the Q. They do catch a team out. Solid damage from the EVA 8. Let's see. We've got a 2v1 situation. Pops the Q up. Looks at the one individual who is now caught out of position. Crazy Raccoon managed to push their way in. This was an easy hole for Team Fruit Star, but now is looking like a nightmare situation. They're not getting their Gibby up because they're waiting for the 2v1 situation. Now they're getting the Gibby up, and they're waiting to see the team reignite. Says, what's going on here? They see them in the back. We got Rig, unfortunately, going for the pick on Crazy Raccoon, picking on them. It's unfortunate for them. Good for reignite. Now, what happened to the poor little rat? What happened to him? Team Fruitstar just chilling. We got a big man. We got Gibraltar. Hey, brother. Listen, my buddies may be down, but I'm not out yet. And Rig finds their opening here. Crazy Raccoon's sitting pretty nicely. They're just recovering. They're vibing. And T1 making a push on the building. They need to be careful because they have to be where that Crazy Raccoon went for the hard rotation out. And if there's Costa gas in here, Norception getting some nice charge rifle Charlie shots off. Just frying. T1, luckily, has not taken too much damage, has not even used their bubble. Needs to just be careful, and Jung Yi as well, grabbing the triple take, doing what he does best. Taking his triple take shots to the next level. Let's take a look from his POV, what he's doing. There's a crypto ult to get rid of the bubble. They are trying to recover. He levels up his armor. This is free. Jung Hee has a great angle here. Triple take shot. Don't get too greedy, though. If he drops all the way down, he might lose, but actually was the right call in this scenario because he goes to the swap. Let's take a look, make sure no other teams are fighting. Vanel Korea about to get rolled up on. They're unaware of the counter crypto ult, and they need to sell right after. He tries to take care of the drone, but it was a second too late. Phoenix kick going out, and they recover, and the team that was trying to pick on them is now rotated in. GTS Black just trying to find some positioning in. Crazy Raccoon sitting comfortably. They do have a nice angle. T1 sitting, not maybe in the best spot, but okay spot. And then, of course, we have Cog Ace, so unaware of the rat. Let's see if they find the rat. They're about to run up on the rat here in a moment. He's aware. They probably think it's a full squad. He's probably trying to play a little respectful. Trying to get a click on the rat, but unfortunately can't, so let's just keep a look at Cog Ace. The rat, my gosh, has managed to just hold his ground. Let's take a look at SG hard gating this team out in the open here. The crypto drone is out, trying to scout for them. Let's take a look if Pinky is going to make the scout open. They know they're going to hard gate them. They have to get rid of this team in the back before they push in, otherwise they'll become the ultimate sandwich. Let's take a look at Shoot Gaming. They do have a building here. They're sitting okay. And SG decides to rotate in. The hard part here is that if they sit in the center, SG has done it before, though. SG has done it before where they've sat center and managed to find their foothold. We'll just have to see if they can do it again. The rat is panicking for dear life as he's been scouted. But we'll see who manages to get that kill point. It's up for grabs. Everyone's about to rotate in. Whew, man. Crazy Raccoon agreed. Does have their flow. They have a lot of kill points under their belt. Ras trying to find some opening here. Crazy Raccoon is the kill leader of the lobby. Jupiter Vega is noticing that Crazy Raccoon is starting to take some of it from them. How did this rat manage to get the situation here? Cog Ace is low. What? I can't believe I missed it. I apologize, but how did he manage to get the... What a play! Banana Star is definitely the star of his team. Holy crap. What a massive play from his team. I try to zoom in and get that point of view, and I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but how did he manage to get that play? Let's take a look at this rat. Listen, he's got 3 kills. Can he make a massive play for his team and just keep going? He's feeling hot. Can Banana Star just make a top 10 situation, get some more points under his belt? We got to keep an eye on this guy. This guy is cracked. He's on fire already, 802 damage in. He's ratting it up. A lot of fighting is about to happen. Let's see T1 roll up. We're going to keep an eye on T1 and Crazy Raccoon just because they seem to be the stars of the lobby at the moment. T1 is opting not to push in down below, partly because if they do, they're going to get caught out. T1 just getting shot in the back, unfortunately. T1 is probably most likely going to be going out here. They're taking massive zone damage. Crazy Raccoon, let's take a look at their POV as they hard gate other teams. Let's take a look at T1. Are they going to be able to recover this? We're just going to have to keep an eye on T1 at the moment, and T1 does go out. Crazy Raccoon. Lots of fights are happening, and this is just the unfortunate situation that happens with the Battle Royale. Crazy Raccoon does have the most kill points in the lobby at the moment, which is why I'm keeping an eye on them as they have some nice movement. Ras, always respectable movement as he gets right back into zone. No fighting is happening at the moment. Reignite about to fight Crazy Raccoon in just a moment. They're about to become the ultimate sandwich. Rast finding the positioning, 72 damage in. Nice entry level damage in. Reconvenes with his squad. Tries to take out the crypto ult, but it's not enough. Crazy Raccoon, and now one of the hardest situations of their life as they use this box for dear life. Rast, you know what, says we're just going to use big energy here, and we're just going to push in. He definitely feels the pressure. That's why you saw that punch go out. The EVA 8 damage. Is it enough? Using the bubble, trying to play patiently. There's the cleanup. Can they recover from this as T1 and other teams start to pick on them? He needs to use his Q to try to get out, but unfortunately the Gibby bubble is not there, and Crazy Raccoon does go out. T1 has gone out. North here trying to find their positioning and angles, but unfortunately is not enough. Jupiter Vega is sitting pretty comfortably still in there, and they're still a little truck here. Listen, they're sitting pretty comfortable. Shoot Gaming has got an eye on this team. So now they are going to fry them. Jewel Man, massive play. And the Rat, Fruit Star, by the way, is still sitting pretty comfortably. He's just chilling over there. He's going to get good placement points. He's got 3 kills, and he's got a potential 5th place here. I'm Pot going for the high ground, 42 damage. They are aware that they're about to become a sandwich. Nice R301 shots, 87 damage in. They all have red armors. They're all leveled up. Jewel Man popping his cell, going from purple to red. And now we have only a few teams left in the lobby. We got the Rat and 2 full teams. The Rat couldn't have done any better. He has been the ultimate Rat of this lobby. He's just chilling. Look at his POV real quick. He's acting like he's a full squad. He did a little bit more damage. Went from the 800 damage now to the 998. And let's take a look as the lobby falls silent. Jupiter Vega has been holding tight on their little vehicle here. They're not going to push out. They're just playing quite respectfully in the lobby. And it looks like FK has height, and they're just chilling. So silence has fell upon the lobby. We're waiting to see how things shape up. So the reason why not a lot's happening is partly because Zone is going to close in 41 seconds. Teams can't get cracked here. Not right now, because there's a lot of resources they may or may not have, and they need to be very, very careful. Jewel Man's got a nice flat line. Only a bit of ammo left, though. He's going to be utilizing his Mastiff as he does go in for the push. So right now, everyone's conserving their resources, waiting for the zone to see who gets caught out. I guarantee that Rat is hoping that other teams fight, so he can just show up at the last second. Banana Star now getting shot at. He's going to try to slow heal, but Shoot Gaming is about to roll up on him. Let's take a look at the Rat. He's managed to survive this long. Can he survive for a top 3? And he gets rolled up on. This is probably going to be it. His damage has been phenomenal, and there's the Gibby ult. But unfortunately, not enough. And now Shoot Gaming has optimal positioning. And they're going to probably opt to throw their Q up to take height as they fry the team right above them. Jupiter Vegas still sitting comfortable in their building. Jewel has just run out of his flatline shots. And now all he has is his Mastiff. So he's got to wait. He probably wanted to loot that box, but he's opting to not do it at the moment. And they do have the high ground. Let's take a look at a different POV. Everyone's running heavy. Everyone has just got a little bit of ammo left. And the crypto ult's about to go out. And they're going to have to sell, and they're not going to push on this right after. There's a Horizon Q that goes up. Let's see how much damage they can get in. They're frying him as if this is a KFC. They have the high ground on him. They're going to push. Nice damage. What a play. And now they have the height on Jupiter Vega. He's going to opt for the swap right after. But luckily, they get the crypto drone out in time. And now he goes for the solid 100 damage with the R301. We got a 2v2 situation. 2v1 situation because the crypto's the last one of his squad. He's got to stop whiffing. And Shoot Gaming takes it. Wow. Wow. What a game. Honestly, what a game. What a game. Whew, man. I am out of breath after that one. There was a lot of action taking place. Don't forget to leave a like. And if you're in chat, let me know what time it is around the world for you, because right now it is 5:04 in the morning. Ooh, man. I'm actually out of breath. That's the first time that I've been out of breath after a round. There's a lot of energy. I can feel it in the lobby. It's very, very exciting. And yeah, there has been less caustics overall in the region. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get right back in there. We'll take a look at the scorecard once it has been updated. And let's get that music right back and rocking. What a round, what a game, and what a play. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream if you're enjoying what you see. I appreciate all of you guys for being a part thus far. Helps other people find the streams. Finding a lot of consistency. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. We'll give a shout out for everyone in chat in just a moment. Don't forget the stream is on a 5-minute delay that keeps the competitive integrity because I am driving the camera. Everything else behind the stream. Looks like the match is already up. Let's switch to POVs here for game 3. And we'll hop in just a moment. All right, let's see. We'll get the server up in just a moment, and we'll hop in hot for the next round. Again, don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Helps support, helps others find the stream that we're doing here. Some phenomenal plays that happened from Crazy Raccoon there. Unfortunately, they got caught out, but we saw other teams definitely start to perform. Jupiter Vega has a lot of consistency this time around. They played pretty passive there, but they had really good positioning, so realistically, they needed to not give up that positioning. So pretty smart on their part. In just a moment, once the scores are updated, I'll be sure to check them out, and we'll hop right in. So right now, it is 5:11 in the morning. I just want to take a moment and say that I appreciate all of you guys for being a part and being here. It really, really means a whole lot. I'm excited. I am ready. All right, once the match server is up, and everyone is connecting, and we are underway. So once the scorecard is updated, I'll get a notification. We'll take a look to see the breakdown, because this is now, we're segueing into Game 3. We're almost halfway there, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. I've been out of breath. This has been absolutely crazy. What a tournament. A lot of fighting already happening for Apex Legends Global Series Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. What a mouthful. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of teams are playing for kill points, and they're realizing that they need those points to be consistent. But you know what? Teams like Jupiter Vega have honestly been finding consistency by playing placement. They have second place in that last one, and we'll see how teams start to edge, because T1 has been really pushing the edging. They've been pushing the edging, which is pretty big. And let's take a moment to realize what Jupiter Vega has been doing, because they have been more or less our stars of the lobby. Is that Jupiter Vega, whenever you have really good positioning, it's really not smart to kind of leave it when you know how good you have it. Because when you know how good you have it and you decide to push out, it's just not really worth it. And most of the reason why is because you give up that position, somebody else is going to take it from you. You saw T1 pushing the building over on the far left, consistently trying to find a spot. And whenever it gets really tight in the zone like that, everyone's just trying to find cover and not to get a shot at every different angle. T1 tried to push the building, but Caustic was definitely impressive enough to stop them from making some really big plays. So again, while we're in the segue here, don't forget to grab yourself a coffee, grab yourself a donut, settle on in, because it is 5:13 in the morning here. So maybe it's early in the morning for you, maybe it's not. But nonetheless, I appreciate you for stopping by. We're definitely sitting pretty comfortable. And let me know your thoughts on the changes. I definitely changed the back end here. The background, I changed the format, changed some new graphics, kind of cleaned things up, make things look a little bit sharper overall for the stream for you guys. So really, really excited. Let me take a look to see if the scorecard has been updated. And we'll get a notification once it has been, and then we'll kind of go from there. Again, what we're going to do for the next round, I'm going to try to go for, I'm going to take the production value to another level. So things that are new to the production, obviously I had the intro, I'll make sure the audio isn't there and all you hear is a nice lovely music from Apex Legends. I'll make that change so then we won't run into any of those issues there. The next thing that we're going to fix as well is just some of the segueing and changes. For this next round, I'm going to be recording because what I want to do is look back at the prior round and maybe some highlights from the previous engagement. So I'm going to try that for the next round. Let's have some fun with it. I'm trying to take the production value to the next level. I'm one man, I'm recording, I'm driving the camera, I'm commentating, and I'm switching over to the various things that are happening. Let's take a look at scoring now. So the scores, we see Jupiter Vega is still in first place here. They're still in first place with 34 points, Shoot Gaming with 26, FLK with 25, and Ice Cream at 17 points. Crazy Raccoon currently is in 5th place. Now, they had a massive kill points, but unfortunately, they need to definitely take it up a notch and go for that placement. They unfortunately just caught out of positioning. They got picked on from every team shooting at them. Ras has incredible movement. He was definitely using his tap strafing to his best of his ability, but was unfortunately just getting caught out, and that happens. That happens, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens here. But if we look at the scorecard, obviously from you see here, let's recap it. Jupiter Vega at 34, Shoot Gaming at 26, FLK at 25. This next round, I'm going to take a shot at the dark, and I'm going to start recording so we get a nice playback and we can look and have some nice replays and take, again, that production value to another level. It gets me all excited. It gets me hyped because we're improving things as we're casting. We're improving things, and hope you guys appreciate it. I definitely been putting in the work. I want you guys to be hyped about the stream as we start to commentate and follow the narrative of what's happening here. So unfortunately, Sun Sisters really dropped from where they were before. They went from 2nd down to 6th place. That's partly because they went from a solid game all the way down to getting knocked first. So we're going to keep an eye on this next point in the lobby to see how that decides to shape up. And if that same thing is going to happen where Crazy Raccoon's going to catch him out, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We'll see. I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. Let's segue back here. I want to give a shout out for those in our chat. Hosim, thank you so much for being here. Would you like a tap strafing video? Can definitely do one for you. Sturdy, it's good to have you here as well. Kimmy, hello there, welcome. Izat, welcome. Amir, thank you so much for being here. Gabe, thank you so much as well. Tuna, Mona, Owen, Bossman, thank you so much for helping as well. Misfire, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for being here. Are you going to be here, by the way, the whole stream? I might actually... Misfire and I actually go way back. He's a gent and a scholar, an absolute legend here on the channel. Might actually help as well by keeping the chat and everything clean. It might make you a mod if I can find you here in just a moment. But shout out to everyone in chats. We got Heavy, Tobias, Mike, Tactician. It's great to see you, by the way. Thank you so much for being here, for being a mod on the channel, helping keep chat clean as everyone is hopping into the lobby. So we are going to begin here in just a moment. And once my chat decides to catch up, we will hop right back in. If you're just tuning in, this is Apex Legends Global Series, Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. Just know I appreciate you guys. Be sure to leave a like. There's a lot of you guys here in chat. We got 265 likes at the moment. I would love to see us hit 500, maybe 700. I know we've definitely been getting a lot more likes, a lot more comments, so definitely appreciate all of you guys for being here and being a part. Oh, I didn't mean to pin that. It was an accident. Actually, I was trying to make you a mod, so I apologize. Okay. Didn't mean to pin that. Let me remove that. I apologize. Giving you a little bit of exposure. I got you, Misfire. I got you, man. So I apologize for that. Just trying to maintain the production as we keep trucking along. All right. Keep things underway. And then we'll get back in. Let's see if teams decide to opt for the Octane and Revenant meta, or if they stick with things. Let's take a look again at the scoring on the back end. Jupiter Vega again in first place with 34 points. Shoot Gaming at 26. FLK with 25. Ice Cream at 17 with 4th place. Crazy Raccoon 16. Sun Sisters at 6th place, 16 points. Appreciate all of you guys for being here, for being a part of the stream. I need just 1 second. Stretch my legs. And we're back. Sorry, I just need to stretch my legs. Remember, don't forget to stretch your legs. Don't forget to grab yourself some water. It's very important. Stay hydrated. Walk around. Get the blood flowing. We got another 4 rounds here. This is going into game 3, which is very, very important because we're at the halfway point for this tournament. What I'm going to try to do for this next tournament, I'm going to be recording this whole segment so we can do some recap. Let's take a look at some of the bigger moments, and we'll recap them together when we go over the round. So really, really exciting, and we'll keep pushing the quality and the production value to the next level. So pretty pumped, pretty excited. So I got word we're going to be starting the server in just a moment. And once we're underway, we'll go into game 3. So as you can tell, I had the text before showcasing game 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, but we are obviously, what we can see here is some new overlays. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the overlays. Hopefully it looks sharp for you guys. Really appreciate it. Game starting in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boom, we're underway. Let's get into the next round. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, of APAC North. Definitely in the evening for them. 5:21 in the morning for me. Let's take a look at what we were looking at before. So Caustic, not a lot of people running Caustic. Let's see if teams start to get really AP and start running Octane Revenant, which is the pinnacle of frustration for individuals in ranked, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, of course. I can definitely link that Wikipedia for you guys. Let me grab it and I'll pin it. Give me 1 second. And again, we'll showcase that on stream for you guys. I'm going to pin that as we go into the next round here, and we should be all set. All right, so a lot of teams are not changing things up. They're not making adjustments at the moment, but that's partly because what is happening in the lobby is that they're finding consistency and it's working. So teams aren't opting to change their comp. The only big change I've seen from the prior tournament is Reignite. Again, they went from using Pathfinder to switching over to Crypto. The biggest thing here that is interesting, for me at least, is if they're going to go back, to Pathfinder. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be recording this next round so we can have some nice recap and replay. So if there's something you guys want to see, we're going to come back and recap and look at everything that's happening. T1 going for their infamous spot at Trials and Lava Fissure. Exciting, exciting. I'm really excited. Let's take this production to the next level. My gosh, how am I have this much energy at 5:22 in the morning? I didn't even drink coffee for coffee's sake. So Team Fruit Star, let's take a look at Sun Sisters. Are they going to get recontested here? Pausing the music, make sure we can hear the footsteps, and the audio is super crisp for all of you guys to hear. So Sun Sisters, are you going to be contested at sorting? Is Crazy Raccoon going to push you out? Sun Sisters, you can tell they're feeling the pressure. Crazy Raccoon says, this is my spot. Get out of my spot, get out of my lobby. And it looks like Sun Sisters opting for their usual spot in Geyser, which is something they normally hold. They landed together. Crazy Raccoon, I think, before they got into the fight. And don't worry, the lag is natural. That's not because I'm recording or anything like that. That is only occurring because we are obviously connecting from clear across the world. Don't worry, the lag does even out as we get comfortable in the lobby. I'm just trying not to miss any of the action here. We do see a lot of teams are playing a lot more respectful currently than they were before. So I don't see any shots taking place at the moment. He does actually drop, and there's some of the first damage in the lobby. Comes from fire, unfortunately. And there he is. They're going to reconnect with Parka. They do see a team in Countdown, but they're just making aware of the presence, and Obli is making sure not to get shot. There's a shotgun bolt. Teams are playing more respectful. There's no 50-50s this time. No fitty-fitties, as they would say. Skyhook is already abandoned. Teams aren't really landing, and Skyhook looks completely abandoned. There's so much loot here, and considering that they're utilizing more of the other parts of the map, let's see if teams get into a fight. I know FK and Avalon and all these other teams don't want, FNL, FK is actually over at Fragment East. They need to be careful not to get caught out of rotation here. That's going to be important. And again, I'm excited. We're going to take the production to the next level here. We're going to take it to the next level.
PO. Skull piercer.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. As we get underway for the next zone, that's going to be closing in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Teams need to start to rotate in. We do see them starting to rotate over through train yard. And we got a nice gold magazine on the triple take from Mizuko. And let's see if they run into them. They are right on their tails. They're sneaking up right on them. They are hungry. And they say, I'm hunting wabbits. Listen, very fitting because there's another Space Jam movie coming out. So let's see if they're going to be able to hunt some wabbits. They caustic trap the back of them. Let's see if they get caught out. Let's just see. Because it looks like everyone is pushing in right behind each other. Jupiter Vega is definitely aware of their presence. Let's see if the traps, once they shoot them, if it's going to call out their positioning. Jaiga needs to be very careful not to pop any of these traps. It's like playing a game of Crash Bandicoot or Mario or pick your favorite platformer. You got to be careful not to make any of them go off. And already we see a fight breaking out. Let's take a switch over to the POV from North. North is going right in the building. Let's switch. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong camera there, but North Ace got a nice 91 and does go out. And it looks like Flora is about to get thirded as well. Reignite has height. They want to push this building very badly. They know a team just fought there. And it looks like another team is coming in. FK shows up. Nice RN9 damage with a total of 88. And they decide to push. They get the Horizon ult right back. And he was going to ult Arcstar the door, but he decides not to. And they're going to wait and try to reposition. And they know there's a team outside the building. They have Flora sitting there ratting for his dear life. Crypto just chilling, just vibing. As another team rolls up Jupiter Vega. Let's make sure that they don't go out early here. Because if they do, this is not going to spell good for them. They're in first place at the moment, and they don't want to risk too much damage here. So the Crypto ult is out. This is going to be an absolute cluster. There's going to be too much action. We're going to take a look at Jupiter Vega because they are performing extremely well at the moment. Let's go back actually into the Snake. We have SG making push in. Pantasia has white armor. He's waiting to have his other teammates push in, even though he is a Gibby. Goes for some nice EVA 8 damage, ducking and weaving as if he's a bunny rabbit. I don't know what the theme is of talking about Looney Tunes and bunny rabbits, but none the case it is. Jupiter Vega knows that a team has gone out, and they're opting to make the push. There's a caustic ult. Breathe it in, ladies and gentlemen. He was not aware of the rat that was sitting right in front of him. The Spitfire has ammo for days, though. Wow, and the Crypto ult, non-stop third-party legends is occurring here. It's like being at a party, and everyone's invited. I don't know how that feels because I've never been at a party, and none of us have because we're all gamers. We all stay inside, right? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? And we do see Reignite pushing for this poor Crypto rat that we saw before from Reignite, and he goes out in 17th place. Wow, what a lot of fights that are already breaking out, and FK right now just chilling, just vibing, trying to recover because they got in a fight with Jupiter in just a second ago. And now everyone is just taking a moment to breathe until the next massive fight breaks out. Crazy Raccoon did not get into a fight there, and T1 did edge out a team, but there was so many fights, so I apologize. Again, this is the beauty of what happens with the Battle Royale, is that sometimes 10 or 12 different fights take place, but we did show up here for the right moment. Parka decides to queue up and try to get away. They were unaware that a team was here, and Koran tries to find some entry frag and positioning, and they're double checking, make sure they don't get run up on. Reignite had height. That rhymed, but I'm not the Eminem of the casting here. Ras going for some damage. We'll switch over to Sun Sisters to see how they're doing, and as well as Ras. My gosh, the amount of fights that are taking place. We have been casting tournaments here before, but this is the most amount of fights that I've seen break out all at once, to the point where we're definitely trying to switch POVs, not miss any of the action that's taking place, but fighting is happening consistently. Let's take a look at Matsu as he's frying with a Spitfire, laying waste. He doesn't even have a mag in it, but he's still got 35 bullets to completely fry the opponents. So the lobby has gone quiet as teams are repositioning, taking shots, trying to see if anybody's going to third party. Reignite is in not the most ideal position. While they do have height, Reignite had to just kind of flex the rhyming there. You don't get a whole opportunity as casting to rhyme too much. Got to spit them bars, as they would say. Team Fruit is aware of teams using their drone to find positioning. Avalon Gaming is trying to find their way into zone, and luckily they are pretty comfortable. What is the team doing out here over in Dome? LFT did get into a fight, just cleaning things up. Respectable, but they do need to get to zone before they get caught out. Crazy Raccoon is trying to edge, and they're waiting for that team. And look at this. They have height, but it's not Reignite that they have height on. It's Sun Sisters. And Sun Sisters is a 3v2 against Crazy Raccoon, which is not the best situation to be in. You don't want to be in a 3v2 with Crazy Raccoon, trust me. Caselli has cracked out of his mind with his R301. And I think they realized it. I think they're going to hard push this. They're going to put some of that pressure, some of that confidence. He looked behind him and said, bro, you got to keep up. You got to keep up with me. There it is, getting the spray with the R301. Flexing. Having his aim slap. Let's see as they try to catch him out of position. Knock Sun Sisters. Sun Sisters is not having a good day after their first nice positioning, and now they're going to end up going out. And another bad positioning. Their Wraith just YOLO'd in and is now just chilling in Harvester. But the amount of Bloodhounds in play, she's going to get caught out. She's going to be fine. She's going to be found out. This is the best possible. There it is. We literally already called it. And there it is. Now, the team in Harvest is not going to push him out. Let's take a look at T1 as they are going for the YOLO push here. And Parker was like, whoa, hold up. Wait a minute, there's a third party? I don't know about that one, Chief. So they decide to rotate out and live to fight another day. Now they're going to see if they can get right back into it to see if they can sandwich this team and find their footing. But they have to realize that there is another team, Banshee, showing up with Shoot Gaming. They have to realize that this is going to be very, very tight for them. Jewelman has been the rat from before, now has a full team. Jewelman is playing hot today. Doesn't have any damage on the scoreboard yet, but ladies and gentlemen, he will get that damage in because his name is Jewelman. He knows how to get those jewels. He's sparkly, he's shiny, he's feeling hot. I'm feeling hot. They're in Fragment, they're right by the lava. It's all lining up. So these teams are really not going to be fighting. It looks like the rat poured it in just to kind of make it seem like he's a full squad. Big brain on his play. T1 has finally decided to push in. Commentator's curse. The minute we decide to take a look at a different POV, gets the crack. 47 inch. Quran is definitely calling that out. And they do hear somebody down below, but that's probably one of the knocks that they got from before. And they're going to full send this team. We'll make sure not to miss any of the action that's happening before. Crazy Raccoon has definitely probably found their situation in. Let's take a look at them. I just want to make sure we're not missing them as they're rotating. They're taking... He's about to run into a team. Selly is completely unaware. Hopefully he does not get fried here. They're taking their time. Let's take a look at their POV. Meltdown. Rolling up on his prey. And now they find Selly in his natural environment as they decide to push him. Selly decides to queue back. Let's see if it's enough for him to get back right into his team. He pops his Q. He runs out. I don't know where the axe is coming from. But nonetheless, here we are back and Selly finding his positioning with his team. Selly is definitely feeling the pressure. They decide to opt. They jump on him. Goes for a nice crack. Probably not the situation they're waiting on. They didn't realize that Selly was going for the bait. Big bait on Selly's part. Big brain plays. Big master plays that they give you a bubble fight back and forth. And they clean up and they go for the armor swap just so they don't get third-partied. Selly actually opts for not the armor swap. He's feeling confident. Selly is always on fire, man. Selly knows how to put on a show. He's always fun to commentate. Always fun to follow. We're not really sure what Shoot Gaming is doing. The second zone is closing. They're taking a lot of damage. Who knows what their healing situation looks like. They don't want to run into T1. T1 wants those kills, though. And as silence falls into the lobby, this is a moment where teams are all going to feel the pressure, and T1 is hungry. T1 is hungry. They're waiting for that moment to eat. I'm getting hungry because they're hungry. I'm getting excited because they're excited. You should be excited. You should leave a like on the stream if you're excited. If you're excited, I'm excited. We're all excited. Here, res happening. They managed to get the res back for Shoot Gaming, trying to recover. They're waiting to get those heals out. The only options they have is to really push right into T1. T1 is probably just going to hard gate them, but they're going to be able to craft and try to get some of the points that they need. But will they have enough heals to really survive this? They're just going to hard zone this. Every moment that they wait out and T1 gets greedy with these points. If T1 gets too greedy, by the time they rotate in, it's not going to be enough. They can't get too greedy here. They need to go to zone because this is going to be a hard choke area here. GTS has dropped all their armors waiting for the cryptos that are going to take place, meaning they're not going to push. Lag Gaming comes in with their drone waiting for the most opportune moment to shoot their drone out to get their crypto ult in play. And T1 is going to rotate. When they do, there is a team, Banshee, in train yard. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream, and it definitely helps support. Listen, I don't even know how many likes we have. I think we're over 300. We're absolutely killing it. So please hop on in, kill it. Eric the Goat, appreciate you coming in as well and helping support. Tactician, Eric the Goat, Bossman, and Misfire. All mods helping out in the channel are much appreciated. The Knights in Shining Armor. I don't even know the right words to use. The Goats. The Goats. There we go. We'll use the Goats. I like that one. That definitely fits a lot better. As teams are rotating, take a look how Banshee's going to handle this. T1, man, look at this. So smart. They know where they're at. They want these points. They want it. They know that they can make a push in. They need to be careful that they don't wait too late, because if they do, it's definitely going to spell bad business for them. It looks like Shoot Gaming is just waiting for the right moment. Shoot, darn it. All the right words as they're rotating in and they're looking at their heels. They got 33 seconds before the zone starts to really tick and it really starts to hurt. They're probably really going to be the only team really going to fight because this team has hype, but I highly doubt they're actually going to fight. This team is going to run into T1. Let's take a look at T1's POV and how they're going to hard gate them out. Let's see. T1, win my heart, hard gate them out. That actually rhymed. I'm on fire with the rhyme city, ladies and gentlemen. Must be the suit jacket. Must be the dad jokes. Listen, let's see how they managed to position themselves. You hear them down below. About to sneak up on him. There's the damage that we're looking for the Volt. He's going to push in. They're feeling confident. There's the master shots. There's the cleanups now. 3v2 situation. Looks like Shoot Gaming never had a chance. Never had a chance, ladies and gentlemen. They cleaned it up, and Parka claims kill leader in the lobby. Parka is feeling confident, feeling the vibes. He's hard flexing, cracking the knuckles. Cracking the knuckles. Everyone at home, crack the knuckles. Just got to get right back in there, just like him. Actually stopped recording, but we're going to be recording again because we're definitely going to be pulling up that VOD as we look back at the game. Crazy Raccoon getting caught in the center here. They're a big team to always keep an eye on. Ruben, thank you so much for becoming a aimbot legend. I appreciate you, buddy. Ras getting his positioning, getting his foothold as he pushes in, realizes there's caustic traps. Probably not going to be worth pushing. He takes out the barrel. He knows one is covering the door on the left. There's going to be a lot of fighting taking place, but we're going to take a look at Crazy Raccoon because they are always going to be the squad to make a awesome play. So let's take a look to see if they're going to be able to make a play here. If not, nonetheless, he looks at the crypto drone. There's a lot of crypto drones running around. He's just got to take them out before they actually use their ult and pushes them out into a rough spot. So no teams are actually really full committing on their fights at the moment. Selly finds an opening. T1 is also getting some knocks on Jupiter. But let's take a look at Selly's POV at the moment because we're already hard committed on his POV and see if they manage to clutch it out. If not, I'm going to switch over to T1's situation. Selly knows where a lot of teams. They have a minute and 10 before they need to rotate into the zone. And things are about to get really hot here. Are they going to drop on this team? Are they going to rotate in? They got to make a decision. If they don't make one soon enough, it's going to spell death. So let's see how they manage to find their footing. The team rotates in. They use that moment to jump right on them. Sally making a big ballsy play. And there's the res. And now they have to be careful because the team could rotate right back. And there's the bat. And they got 43 seconds before they actually need to make some... I don't know why I felt the need to make some pasta, some positioning. Jupiter Vegas caught right in the center here, as well as T1 hard gating him out. We got many teams. We have Ice Cream sitting here chilling. No pun intended there, sitting here chilling because they are Ice Cream. Let's take a look back at Crazy Raccoon because Crazy Raccoon has 21 seconds to get into the zone. They're feeling the pressure. They got to use their Q. There's the port. Catch is probably going to throw his Gibby Bubble when he gets a shot here. Crazy Raccoon always knows how to find positioning. T1 is definitely cleaning house. Let's take a look at their POV. A lot is happening. Jupiter Vega actually got their POV instead. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega if they managed to clutch this out. There is the Arc Star to find their opening. The gas is unfortunately in the area. There's a crypto drone sitting there that could definitely hard stop them. and they have to be careful. Let's take a look at how T1 is going to hard gate them out, and then we'll switch to Crazy Raccoon to see how they're going to find their way in. This is a hard situation. T1 looking to clean up some points. They're still the kill leader of the lobby. They're getting more kills. Raz is absolutely on fire, winning my heart. Parka. My gosh, you know the reason why I mix up the names? Because it's so early in the morning. Parka and Raz are both been on fire. The Horizons are making the big plays today, ladies and gentlemen. But goes for the Q up, becomes a fight as if this was an episode of Dragon Ball Z. Unfortunately, the volt damage was not enough, and T1 does go out. Let's take a look at Crazy Raccoon's POV, because Selly, unfortunately, is trying to recover with his team. He's using his Gibby as a shield, and he's trying to play it safe. And he does have a gold back. He needs to wait for the right moment, though, to use it. He needs to get some damage in. And does he have a bat? And he gets some extra points, and there is the other team. He uses his tap strafing movement, but it's just not enough. Selly, what an amazing player and what an amazing play. He managed to get some extra kill points. Team Fruit Star has the north side. Banshee, this has become a huge cluster of non-stop action. We're trying to catch all the POV, all the action that's taking place. Unfortunately, T1 has gone out as well as they got hard gated. We took a look at Selly's POV instead. He accidentally shoots his Wraith. In that scenario, we're looking at 4 teams. The 4 teams that are remaining in the lobby are Banshee, Reignite, Team Fruit Star, and GTS Black. GTS Black has the low ground at the moment. They don't have a Horizon to queue up, so they have the low ground in the situation, and they need to be careful. The Team Reignite is making some pushes. They do have the high ground. They are taking the building on the left. Dizzy is making me dizzy by rotating right back and forth because he's trying to peek and trying to see if he can find an angle. And finally, we get a moment to breathe. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, what a crazy, crazy night. Everyone is just pushing. Everyone is just the blatant pushing. Misses this 2 longbow shots. Sano, those are free. Those are free. That one was free. At least he recovered it with an additional shot. Listen, Sano, I've seen his shots before. He definitely can be cracked out of his mind. So Reignite gets a pass. Don't worry. They'll be able to clutch this out. There is a low ground team at the moment. Let's take a look at Team Fruit Star. I don't think they're aware that the team is fully rotated. They're trying to catch him out, but unfortunately just don't get enough damage for the knock, but enough to at least put some pressure to kind of scare them. And now we're going to see the 4 teams just kind of chill. Sano has enough longbow. Nice damage. Almost enough to crack him. And knock him is what I meant to say. The team Banshee here just holding out, waiting, and they're dropping their armors to make sure they don't get cryptoed out. So right now, everyone's going to opt to utilize the zone instead to put the pressure on the lobby. Right now, Banshee probably has the hardest positioning here. They're trying to use the triple take to find some angles to get comfortable. This is a great moment for me to breathe, ladies and gentlemen, because Apex can get really intense and really crazy, and a lot can happen, and sometimes you just, unfortunately, have teams that fight and clutch things out, and sometimes you get some of the best plays, and sometimes you get even better plays, you know? Nonetheless, players of this caliber are always able to clutch something out, and Banana Star, our rat from the prior round, is now in the top 4 situation, looking pretty sharp, looking pretty good. Looking sharp, maybe they're wearing a suit. Getting some nice strong R301 damage from Banana Star. Banana Star keeping the pressure, looking both left and right as if he was driving, looking both ways before he crosses the street because they got 18 seconds before they need to go to zone. Sano looking for some of that entry damage. Nice 55 damage. 55, stay alive, ladies and gentlemen. As he's hard holding. Waiting for the right opportunity. Let's take a look right back. We do have a different fight that's breaking out. GTS did make a knock. I apologize. That was a fast play. We do see. Let's keep an eye on Reignite. We'll just hard hold Sano, how he's doing. Let's actually switch over to Rick because he's got the R301 damage on the team. Let's make sure we're not missing the fight. That fight really got cleaned up very quickly. I can't believe we missed that. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but this is what happens in a battle royale. Sometimes the damage just comes out so quickly. And sometimes the commentator driving, running around, doing everything, just need a moment to breathe. And they're getting the nice third party here. This is exactly what they need. We're going to keep an eye on Rig's team, Reignite, partly because they have every opportunity to win this. They just need to not throw because they're about to win this round if they just hold. They have every opportunity to win this. All they need to do is not throw it. They have the win. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Reignite. Reignite, ladies and gentlemen, takes game 3. So I kept on their POV because we figured that they were going to have the best positioning, which they did. And man,
We have our Apex champions.
what a play. What a great round. What a great game. Let's take a look back at some of the chaos that definitely ensued there. What an amazing round. A whole lot of fun to watch as everyone puts on a stellar performance. We're going to go into game 4. So like I said, we're definitely taking the production value to another level, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to switch to the replay. So what I have done is I've implemented a replay feature. Look at this. So what we're looking at before, we'll take a recap of that end zone. I'm going to take a look what happened when we missed that action there, ladies and gentlemen. It was a team where we missed the action that just came by so quickly, where they just dropped. Because they were hard holding this angle. We had 4 squads. We're going to look at it in the kill feed to see when it happened. It happened within seconds because we're hard holding, commentating. When they dropped, I guess I should have realized at 55 damage, I thought another team was going to pull up. But what happened here is that GTS dropped right on them. And because I didn't hear anything else, I thought for a moment that they actually weren't in the gunfight, and they managed to clean them up within seconds. What a clean fight. What a sneaky play. Because they hard gate them down at the bottom, which was pretty smart on their part there. I have to say, that's a pretty big angle and a pretty smart way to kind of play overall. And of course, in this situation, we kept on Reignite, partly because it gave them the moment, because the team from low ground decided to pop up. Whenever they did, Reignite had every opportunity to win this. So we see what happened here. See, they definitely popped up, which gave them the unfortunate sandwich. And there's knocks on both ends. So really, Reignite just had to kind of chill. You saw the Wraith queue away, and the Crypto was left all by himself. Wow. Very unfortunate situation that kind of took place. We had a few upsets there that kind of took place overall. Pretty crazy. Again, Reignite comes out as the champion. Isn't that pretty cool? Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that awesome that we managed to get a little bit of a replay system here? Trying to take the production quality to another level. Another level, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one moment, and we're going to segue. We're going to hop into the next round. So this is game 4 of Apex Legends Global Series Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. So the server is fired up and ready. Once the scores are up, we'll switch back. And we'll keep an eye on everything that's happened. But yeah, we recapped it. Let's take a look if there was any other moments. What I'm going to do is I will take a look if I can find any other big moments that did occur with that last tournament. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it does help other people find the stream. It'd be very much appreciated if you guys left a like. We've been killing it. You guys have been smashing it. There's a lot of people here in the stream for today, and it means a whole lot. Let's take a quick look at that amazing cleanup that T1 performed. They absolutely mopped them up in the lobby, and let's take a look in just a moment to see how that actually took place. So we'll take a look in just a moment. Again, I appreciate you for hopping in, for being a part of the stream for today. It is now almost 6 o'clock. It's 5:46. Let me know where in the world it is for you. Let's take a look at this POV. Let's take a look at this replay. So we're looking at here is we see T1 trying to catch out this team, right? I'll turn up the volume so you guys can hear it. So they catch him out here, and they had every advantage. They just didn't let him breathe. They took minimal damage. This was a phenomenal cleanup, and what helped him grab kill leader for game 3. T1, man, when they need to clean up, they clean it up. That was a phenomenal play. Phenomenal play on their part. Very well done. All right, we'll switch back in just a moment. Again, I appreciate all you guys for being here. Let's take a look at the scores now. At a refresh. Again, some of the scores are going to change and they're going to update, but we'll update them as they come in. And it looks like I just need to wait for just a moment for the scores to be underway. So right now we're prepped and we're primed for Game 4, ladies and gentlemen. Game 4. Hopefully you guys enjoy seeing a bit of a recap. Hopefully it keeps things a little bit more interesting as we kind of segue. Again, that was a new thing that I'm trying. I'm trying to give a little bit of a replay, a little bit of a recap back and forth. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to leave a like on the channel. Again, this is Apex Legends Global Series Winter Tournament Online number 4 for APAC North. Just know I appreciate all of you guys for being here, for being a part. It is really, really early in the morning for me. I finally started to get my sleep schedule down a little bit. So now what we're doing, obviously, again, we're segueing to match 4. We have 3 more matches underway. We're over the halfway point for Apex Legends. So once all the scores are updated, all I got to do is kind of wait for the scores. Once they're all there, take a look. They're looking pretty good. Let's take a look at this. Let's break this down, ladies and gentlemen. So as we segue and we look here, we see that Jupiter Vega obviously still has a massive lead. They're leading with 39 points, which is pretty solid on their part. Congratulations, Jupiter Vega, for having a stellar performance thus far. FLK coming in with 30 points and Crazy Raccoon with 29 points. So listen, they had a lot of... Let's head a refresh. Looks like we got a few more points that are updated there. Crazy Raccoon in 3rd place overall. Jupiter Vega with 39 in 1st place. And FLK. Crazy Raccoon, always very, very consistent and performing very well. Shoot coming in with 28 points at 4th place. Rig with 23 points at 5th place, and T1 at 22 points in 6th. Unfortunately, Sun Sisters has really dropped off. They were going from a 2nd place now all the way down to 11th place. Wow. What an adjustment there, and what a difference. So again, I just want to take a moment. If you are tuning in, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe. We cover APAC North quite a bit. It's been 3 weeks in a row that we've already done this. We will be covering, hopefully, the playoffs. So be sure to leave your support if you would like me to cover the playoffs, because I would love to have EA have me there, or even have me cover more regions, such as North America or Europe. It would mean a whole lot. All right. So again, we look at the scores. You see them broken down. Let's segue right back into the lobby as everyone segues in. So pretty fun as we increase the production quality, right? We're getting there. Things are looking pretty good. But my gosh, was that cleanup on their part so smooth and fast. Like when they dropped, it just didn't occur to me that they were going to fight. It really, really didn't. And it's exciting to see when they manage to make a massive play, and they do. Because you know what happened when we really look back, and we looked at it earlier, but when you really think about it, they jumped right down. They got a knock, and it was silent. I didn't hear anything. Nothing was going on. And before we knew it, there was a massive push and everyone was in play. It was quick. It was fast. It was a nice cleanup. And shout out to them for managing good cleanups there. When we get more big plays, we'll try to remember them and note them, because I want to be able to recap them with you guys. Again, we do our best to capture all the action. I think we did a pretty solid job making sure we saw the narrative. We're going to be following Jupiter Vega, FLK, and Crazy Raccoon in this next lobby because they're our top 3 teams. Daniel, what's going on? Let's give a shout out while we're here to everyone in chat. Garav, Spectral, The Grey Angelic, Tenzin, Chen Han Lee, Garav, Killrocks, Templex, Spectral, Boss Guy, appreciate you, Jacob, Fatal, Eric, I appreciate you as well, Templex, Misfire, everyone, thank you guys so much for all being here. It really means a whole lot. We have so many of you guys here in chat, and it really means the world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we see Crazy Raccoon climbing up on those leaderboards. Let's take a look. Again, Crazy Raccoon was further down the roster list, but now they're making their way downtown, climbing fast. Shoutouts to India for those that are here. Appreciate all of you guys. Reignite. Let's see where Reignite is looking. How are they looking? Reignite is currently in 5th place with 23 points. So good on them. All right, let's switch back. Game 4, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be here. Don't miss any of the action. We got only 3 more games underway. Each round lasts for about 30 minutes, so don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. Trust me. Don't forget to leave a like, because I will have the VOD. I will break it down as well with the timestamps, just in case you need to head to bed, because it is super late, and I understand that. I'm going to have the VOD. I always put timestamps So it really means a whole lot. Again, I'm sorry for the intro. I know it wasn't the most cleanest experience, but hopefully as we keep going on our way, I will work to make it a lot better. Shredder, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream and being a part of the community. Really means a whole lot. All right, let's make sure I caught up with chat. We're all caught up. So if you do like this, what we do here, this is a one-man show. You know, granted, you know, there is for a casting perspective, that is. Obviously, I'm casting. I'm driving the camera. I'm driving the scenes. We're going back and forth. I'm trying new things. I'm recording, so we have a nice replay system to recap stuff. That is new on the channel. That's new on the stream. Let me know if you guys like that. If you don't, we can definitely take it out. We have a nice segue to the scoring, which wasn't there before. Again, this tournament is live. We are live at the moment. So if you're watching the VOD, this was a live tournament. This is on a 5-minute delay, and the reason because we are following the action right hot and everything that's going on. So again, don't forget to grab yourself coffee, grab yourself a snack, because we have the next round that's happening here in just a hot second. So in just a moment, let me make sure that everything's good. Just checking the back end. Everything looks sharp. Ooh, man. What time is it in the world now for all of you guys? Can we give a shout out to see where it's at? Is it later in the evening? Is it earlier in the evening? You are correct. The tournament is taking place in Japan and South Korea at the moment. All right, Game 4 is underway, ladies and gentlemen. We know the scores, as you saw just a moment ago. You saw those scores. You saw how they're taking place. You saw some big plays happening. So memorize the scores. Remember the teams that we got. We got Jupiter Vega, FLK, Crazy Raccoon, and we're going to segue right back. See how all of this shapes up. We will pause the music as we segue in just to make sure we hear those footsteps from the sneaky rats that are sneaking around. Remember, if you don't know what a rat is, it means that somebody who's all by themselves in the lobby, and they don't have any more teammates. All right, let's see who has a standout performance. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Don't forget to leave a like. Things are heating up, and teams are not waiting for the zone. They are pushing, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep an eye, memorize the current list that we see here, and see if any teams decide to change their composition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the round has started. Hopefully you got your coffee. Hopefully you're back. We are now in Game 4. Game 4, ladies and gentlemen, of the tournament. I'm going to go ahead and hit record so we make sure we have it. Pause that music and get right into the action. Let's see if Sun Sisters is going to get third-partied by Crazy Raccoon. Let's see what Crazy Raccoon is pinging. They are aware of them. They see them. I know they're looking down below. They're constantly giving that checks and balances, trying to see if it's worth it, if they're going to break off. And they decide to opt and give them a little bit of respect. They give Sun Sisters the spot, and they decide to let them have it. Let's see if Thermal Station happens to get third-partied. They may or may not, because Thermal Station before, excuse me, yeah, Thermal Station was getting third-partied before. But at the moment, they're not. All right, don't forget there is a little bit of lag, partly because I'm connecting from a whole different region around the world, so I appreciate your patience while the lag spike doesn't happen, but it does clean up, and then everything is all good, and then we're all good to go. All right, as teams find their footing, we don't have any 50-50s off the rip, which is good. Teams have definitely found their spot, definitely found their groove, and their positioning in Game 4. So the blessing in disguise that this gives a moment for all of us to breathe and keep an eye on the main teams. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega and how they're doing on the rotation. So Jupiter Vega has been opting for more of Countdown at the moment, which keeps them pretty close to T1. Right now you can even see Jupiter Vega trying to go for the nice little sneaky sneak. Got the sneaky sneak. Knows where the zone is, going to Geyser, which is where Sun Sisters is definitely going to pull. They're not running a Caustic. This is most likely going to pull over to the right side, either towards the tunnel or perhaps this angle. Maybe, perhaps. Let's take a look back at Jupiter Vega. Since they are currently our first place champions, let's see if they manage to keep up the consistency here. If they keep up this consistency, I called it last tournament. Let me just put it out there. I called it last tournament that Jupiter Vega has been really finding some momentum, and I'm actually really proud of this team that they have managed. And there's a team of T1. Let's see if they have any of the disrespect. They're actually just sneaking on way. North tends to do this. I've seen them. They'll fly around, they'll cut through this angle, and they'll find their positioning through. A lot of teams, whenever they rotate at the start, usually find a lot of their footing and consistency, and they usually rotate the same ways and same angles. It's usually when a team is uncomfortable or doesn't know where they're going is that they run into trouble. Speaking of trouble, Fennel Korea making some plays here, trying to fight with SG. SG does throw the ult in the tunnel and tells them to back off. In a nice way. I mean, they threw their ult. I don't know if that's the nicest way to tell a team to back off, but nonetheless, it's definitely one of the ways. So FLK is going to find their zone in Geyser, and they're going to hard hold the building. They're probably going to try to opt for the far angle one. Jung Hee is probably going to try to find some positioning for his team. By being a little, unfortunately, he's actually a little late, so he's not going to be the one to find the positioning, but he's definitely going to be the one to locate where the enemy is. So not a lot of action happening here just yet. A lot of rotating, a lot of angles, a lot of coverage. And let's see where teams find their spots. Again, Shredder, appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much, man. We've come a long way. That's why we're wearing the suit for today. We're trying to find finer footing. We got two teams. GTS Black is definitely in a sandwich position with Reignite. Reignite is definitely aware of their presence, and Jupiter Vega is close by, and they might hear those shots and engage. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Reignite. Reignite definitely pinged on the left, and Reignite decides to opt not to take this fight. We do have a fight breaking out with SG and Sun Sisters. This is a bit of an early fight for Sun Sisters. Pantasia pulls out his Gibby heirloom. He takes a bit of a shot. He throws his bubble. Early usage of the bubble means that they don't have it for later, so they're not going to be able to have it for the rotation out. They need to clean up this fight pretty quick. Pinky taking massive jam as Pantasia are able to get some damage in. They need Pantasia to get the damage in because he's the most healthy of his group. Pinky is down, and Pantasia is trying to find an off angle because they are hard held up inside that building, and they're going to get scanned from a whole different angle. Pantasia, can you find the angle? Can you find the positioning? And he does. Fortunately, the master shot is getting whiffed. Whiff after whiff. He's not landing and connecting his shots, but he does manage to go for a knock. So now we got a 2v2 situation. And is this team going to be able to push inside? And there's the bubble for the res. He waits for him to push in. Nice master shot. And there he is stuck from the third-party squad. Pinky needs to be res as quickly from Pantasia at this moment before his bubble runs out, and he times it just perfectly. And they do get third-partied and shot. And now another team, Avalon, has taken the building. Shoot Gaming is recovering right outside the building. Avalon is unaware of how in shambles they are. They're no longer in shambles. At least they get the bat, and they find their healthy positioning in. Cog Ace heard a lot of the shots and is trying to maximize on the positioning.
Spotted a Bampot over there.
Let's make sure we're looking at the map not to miss any of the action that's taking place. Jupiter Vega has some nice positioning towards the center of the circle. Lag has the best spot in terms of having the building, though. So Jupiter Vega is going to hold up their building, and they're going to look out and see what's going on. Geyser is being hard held up at the moment. Sun Sisters, unfortunately, out. They had a really strong start, but it's just not enough anymore. Unfortunately, just not enough. So we got our eye in the sky. He's recalling his drone. We see a fight breaking out by FK here. Let's take a look at Jung Hee. Jung Hee, actually, if he's not getting into a fight, let's take a look at Min Song. They know the team is nearby. If they can get a nice solid crack here, they will opt to push this because they need to get them out of here. If they can get some damage before other teams rotate. We do have a fight happening in Lava City. Fennel making a push. Momon does go down. And there is the bubble. He throws the arc. And now Fennel may need to opt to run out of this situation. They try to take height, try to take a different angle. Nice solid spray. 2 cracks. They have to go on this. They have to make a play. Unfortunately, they block the door, and now they get the banner, and they need to back out of the situation. Some solid damage, but just not enough to make the full cleanup. They do have a moment here to reconnect and reconvene. So a lot of fighting is going to be breaking out. We'll do our best to capture all the action that's going to take place for all of you guys. And we'll keep an eye. Crazy Raccoon is actually out early here. Unfortunately, we did miss that fight, but they are just ratting their way to success. Let's take a look at North as they're getting their fight on with this team. So Fennel in a really good spot at the moment. Teams are rotating, trying to find their footing. Crazy Raccoon kind of lost a bit of their momentum. This is just the unfortunate part that happens with a battle royale. Sometimes you get into a fight, and unfortunately, they did go down with no points. SG is also out with only 2 kill points at the moment. And we're trying to see, because Ice Cream at the moment is just making a hard rotation around the corner. Let's take a look to see if there's any fight with Crazy Raccoon here. There is a little bit of damage. They're looking for Crazy Raccoon. So let's just hold on Crazy Raccoon. We're going to hold here because they're looking for them. They're hunting. Gets a little bit of damage in, but it's just not enough to go for the full crack to make them feel extremely nervous. They're just trying to stay alive. Let's see if we can clutch this nice 3v1 situation. So we missed the action earlier. Nice movement on there. Throws the grenade to try to find some position. Gets the crack, but it's just not enough. FL does clean them up. What a nice grenade. A nice movement, though. Nice movement. And we do come back in time with Flora here for their damage as they're peeking over at Donut. And the enemy team does bubble. Let's take a look at the team that's over in bubble. It's Reignite. Teams are getting uncomfortable by the zone. Teams are rotating in, and we're trying to find their footing because it is going to be more or less. It's probably going to be around a geyser finish right around this zone right here. So we'll keep an eye on that. North, if they get a nice solid crack here, they're going to be able to push on them. So we'll see if they manage to do that. Let's take a look at T1, though. How is T1 rotating in? T1, it's kind of out in the open, but they are sitting pretty comfortably here. Again, T1 doing what they do best. They're edging. They're looking for teams. They're taking the edge of the zone, and they're about to run into a team here. Parka cracks the knuckles. He's getting comfortable. He's getting ready. This is probably going to be the next fight that does break out. Parka needs to find the angle, needs to find the positioning. If another fight does break out, we'll take a look at it. But it looks like the fight that is going to break out at the moment is going to be by T1. They get a little bit of damage. Solid crack. They have to go on this. They have to push. They need to push. And there is the Bloodhound ult as expected. Would not expect anything less. Parka is damaged, so he's going to recover. So let's take a look at a POV from Albly as he tries to flank and get a different angle. He's about to sneak up right on them. He has the movement. He's got the Spitfire. He's got the angle. He's got the damage. Gets a crack. Tracks him down as if this was a Kovac scenario. Crack after crack. Crack, snap, pop. Needs to be careful because there could be a dreaded third party that's about to show up, but Aubley gets cracked. We'll switch to a different POV as Koran finishes up the squad. Very nice cleanup. Very minimal damage. Very minimal loss. They look to make sure they're not getting caught in position. Solid play. Very, very solid play. The team we're looking at right now is Reignite. They are aware of the presence of the enemy teams. There are teams about to roll up. Let's take a look at Lag Gaming to see what happens. About to roll up. They get a nice flank on North. Solid crack. They could push on this, but they're unaware that FLK is in the building. I wonder how FLK is handling the situation. They are unaware that they heard cracks. Unaware that they heard cracks. There's a drone out. The drone is out to kind of spot, make sure they're not going to get third party too hard. We do see another fight happening by Flora here. Flora is down. They need to go save their crypto brother. He's going to make a push. Nice tap strafe there. Nice movement. And he goes around, but just make sure that he's not getting too greedy with this. He could push in, but he's hard waiting for the res. He does get a sell off, and he rotates out. Honestly, he could have definitely pushed this, but he does finish off GTS there. There's another fight happening as well. Lots of fights breaking up. We're going to hold on Flora here as they recover the banner, and they're most likely going to opt. And actually, the Gibby full sends it. He's almost got him. He needs to get this EVA 8 shot. If he doesn't, he doesn't, and there's a swap in the trade. Maney needs to come back in and revive his buddy.
Let's go here.
Calls for him to reposition. He has a gold bag. And the rat of GTS, Ren, comes in, gets a nice nade. Can he clutch this out? He goes for the armor swap. But it's not going to be enough, though, because it was a 3v2 situation. A Gibby, Big Brother, has the situation. Now, Flora is about to get thirded by Jupiter Vega. They're trying to calm. They're trying to figure out what's happening down below. And there's the Gibby ult. But he holds it because he realizes that they have a moment to breathe and to move out. We have another fight breaking out by Reignite. Reignite has the lower level here. Now let's find out if Lag is going to show up to the fight. And they do. They do have the angle. They're making sure they don't get third party, though. Nice solid damage. They got them trapped. Let's see if he nades it. He does. There's the nade. Catch him out. We're waiting for the full crack. Unfortunately, does get the damage, and they decide to back out from this fight. I would. Makes sense. We do have another fight breaking out by Team Fruit Star. Unfortunately, he is out. Nice wingman shots, but it's just not enough to clutch it out. They're about to get third-partied by Flora. Flora's about to show up, and Shakaboo throws out his ult to catch them out. He repositions. He takes a little zone damage, but it's okay because he's going to not fry with the R301. Shakaboo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, buddy, but I appreciate nonetheless you putting on a show, snagging those R301 shots, and they're trying to listen of what's happening right in front of them. And they're good. They're good in this situation. Let's take a look at T1 to see how they're doing. T1 has scanned out. You know how T1 likes to third teams and how they like to catch them out on the edge. They're looking for the shots. Let's see how Parka repositions, get an angle. There is a Gibby ult. Another team, white armor. That's not good. Parka frying people out of the sky. They're going to push this building. They're going to chase. This is free. For them, this is free. This is considered free real estate. They're going to chase him down, right down to the last moment. They see there's multiple third-party squads, and they're going to hard hold. There are multiple teams fighting. Jupiter Vega hard holding their donut, and Ice Cream is in absolute shambles. Ice Cream is just chilling, just waiting. His buddy is about to go out. And there's the arc. He's trying to find his positioning. There's the reignite just shooting him from above. Like, can we catch a break, man? Please leave us alone. You gotta stop. Just please, please. And let's switch back to the POV with Jupiter Vega because they're getting pushed out. Let me tell you, this tournament has been hot. There's been non-stop action. Let's switch over to Suda taken to see how he's going to manage to clutch this out for his team if he can. He does have a Volt. He's running away. He's trying not to get hit by the grenade, but unfortunately he does, and he shows up at the last moment here, gets some solid Volt damage, but it's not enough, and gets wiped. There's another team fighting. Flora takes the height. Notices the other Gibbies there. We got a new kill leader. Maney coming in, and this is going to be a 6 kill. Maney cleans up T1. Maney, my gosh, you're on fire, buddy. You got yourself a gold armor. You got yourself at least the banner to recover, so that's good. We got 8 squads left in the lobby, and they realize that a Kraber could potentially be in play. Does he opt for it? Right now, they do have another team running up on him. It is a 2v2 situation. This is the best fight for them to take. Reignite North getting 2 shots off. We had to switch to this POV because another fight is breaking out. My gosh, has the action been nonstop. Let me tell you, in prior tournaments, the action has not been this crazy. We've had situations where the lobby has fallen quiet. There was a Kraber shot. Let's see if he gets another one. We're switching back and forth between these two POVs because a lot of action is taking place. Shake is just on fire. Let's see if he gets another Kraber shot. Put on a show for us, man. Get the next Kraber shot. I believe in you, brother. Florimani does finish off his kill. I want to see another Kraber shot. You can do it, man. Snag it. Snipe him. Gets the height. He's trying. Look at him go. And unfortunately misses a shot, but that's okay. He's been putting on a show thus far. We have teams rotating in. We got some hard fights happening. This is going to be absolutely madness happening. Not I'm madness because he plays in North America. Jung-hee's doing well. Maney has been absolutely on fire. He's got 6 kills in the lobby, man. He's been cleaning it up.
Fancy a wee stroll this way?
Teams are fighting and starting to break out. Fennell needs to push in on this. So let's see how they manage to clutch out this situation because they have to rotate in. This is going to be tough for them, man. This is going to be tough. As they make their way in slowly, Momon gets a solid 65 damage, trying to find an entry frag way into zone. He pops his ult, pushes in, and there's the bubble. They're waiting for an opportune moment here. Let's see if Momon can get the damage in for his team, gets an extra scan out, and there's going to be absolute chaos here as 2 Gibby ults go out. And luckily, their team does still have their tactical abilities in play, but Peanut needs to be careful not to take too much zone damage here. They hear the team right below them. They do have height. They do have the damage. Momon is aware of the team on the left. Tries to get some picking on. Unfortunately misses his shots. Goes for a little bit of whiffing. Let's see how Flora is doing. I'm going to switch back to Fennell. How they're doing here because they're getting into a massive gunfight already. They have height. They're getting picked on from multiple angles. They're going to shoot multiple team members up. Let's see if they can go for a fight here. There's the bubble. Nice bubble on his team. He's going to put the Horizon ult to get them stuck just in case they decide to opt for a fight, but they're not going to. Dogma bought them some real estate up here. A good play by Dogma by snapping his team up and helping him find positioning. Getting stuck. It needs to climb right back up. Don't throw this. Find your positioning, Dogma. We believe in you. We know you can clutch this out. Needs to be careful. No other fights are breaking out at the moment. Teams are aware of the zone. He hears a Q on the left side. He's waiting for the opportune moment. There it is. Nice crack, and it's going to be a nice cleanup. There is a crypto ult to buy him some time. Unfortunately, gets a swap. It is now a 2v2 fight. Ken Jung-hee helped clutch it out. We got a Gibby bubble fight happening and occurring. There's a knock. We now got a 2v1 situation. Be patient. The goal here is to be patient. Unfortunately, the patience is the reason why they were unable to clutch this out. He could go for the fry, but opts out of it. Fennell is just trying on for dear life to recover, but the Gibby bubble is there, and Momon just has to YOLO it and run to the zone. He's trying to find his footing. He's all alone in the world here. The team is really right below him. I believe that is Reignite. FL and FLK got into a massive gunfight. North has the low ground. Let's take a look at the high ground. Cog Ace has an angle, as well as Flora. Let's keep an eye on Flora because they have the best spot. Flora is in every way, shape, or form spot to win this. They just need to be careful. If they get too greedy with this kill, this could spell death to everything. So there is fighting happening down below. Cog Ace. Let's take a look at their POV. Unfortunately, the Horizon popped the Q. It was not enough. It threw off his teammate and costed them the wipe. I got all tongue-tied. Ice Cream is down below. Flora has the high ground. Flora, Maney, they managed to get his buddy back. Let's see if he can get a nice clean Kraber shot. Does not, and the Kraber is no longer useful and no longer in play. So we have one rat down below by Fennell. Momon just chilling and vibing. We also have another rat down below here. And we got Flora. Flora is literally in the best position to win here. They have every way, shape, or form to win this round as long as they hold height and they wait. The rats will fight it out down below. And there goes one of the rats. I'm keeping an eye on Maney partly because he's got 6 kills in the lobby. He's cracked out of his mind. He's killing it. These lobbies have been non-stop action. Let me tell you. The only time I can breathe is the start of the round, and then of course what we got here later. Some of the fighting has been really difficult to predict today because teams are definitely opting for more KP, and there's Momon going out, and now we have Flora with the high ground, getting a nice solid crack. Maney can just go for a shield swap. He goes for the red armor instead, but it must have been broken, so he's going to wait. See if they can get some nice arcs here to find some positioning. They got them on the run, man. This is everything. If they can get a nice crack and not screw this up, this is their game. Flora, this is your game, guys. I mean, you have this. They have the crack. They have every reason now to drop. They have so many cracks. But the biggest fear, of course, is definitely going to be that caustic gas. Now, if they can't get the crack here, it's going to end up being a heal off unless they drop on him and take a different angle, which is what Maney's doing. Maney at the moment is trying to find his angles, but the caustic gas is definitely scary to hard hold him out, which is why they're not dropping completely. So I respect it. They do have a knock, though. This is a 3v2 situation. Maney is probably going to drop here in just a moment if he can get a solid amount of damage in. This is the worst situation for North. They played it best they could. The caustic just was not enough, and because that gas just went out, he needs to kill them quickly, though. He needs to kill him quickly. He tries to melee, and then Flora goes to the wind. Congratulations, Flora. Massive, massive play. Good play by Flora. Called that if they held their position that they would win this. I'm glad we watched them towards the end here. Good play. Good play. Love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, amazing. 600 likes, amount of likes. A like has been asked for. Definitely leave a like on the stream. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and watching. Every little bit helps support the channel. Means the world to me. But my gosh, it's been already a crazy night. I was getting so into it and intense that my back was getting scratchy there. I don't know if you guys felt it at home, but I was definitely feeling the tension there. So in this moment, let's take a moment to get up, walk around, stretch. Stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stretch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the replay up at the back end, and we'll come back and shoutcast it just so you have something on screen so you can watch on the back end. Give me a hot moment. We'll give it a little recap there at the end and see how they played patiently. So let's switch back to the replay, and I'll be right back in just a moment. Phenomenal play that we see here. We see Maney playing patient. They didn't hard throw their game. They waited until the right moment to really jump in here. So again, don't forget to grab yourself a snack. Be sure to walk around. I just did. It's important. Get the blood flowing. You don't want to be hard stuck too long. So what we're seeing here, obviously, it was just a recap of the last round. The best thing that Flora did is that they played patient. They waited for the best moment. They knew that there was a caustic down below, and honestly, they could have gone on that crack, but they played it right. They knew that they had the zone in their favor. They just needed the right moment to hop in and really make a play. So again, as you're watching the stream, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really means a whole lot. It helps other people find the channel. We are a one-man show here. As you can tell, we handle the replays, we handle the casting, we handle the camera, and we're watching. Great bubble, and this is the Horizon Q. That's a really big brain play. It avoids all the damage, but help them get some more entry damage there. Horizon is a great counter to Bangalore and Gibraltar's ult. It's a really, really stellar play. We're going to be going into Game 5 in just a moment. We have 2 more games underway. My gosh, tonight has gone absolutely crazy. The time is flying. Honestly, time is really, really flying. As we see the play here, they played patiently. The Gibby did drop, but it's partly because he knew that he was going to throw the caustic gas ult right back at him. He saw that ult go out, and he was like, "Oh, screw that. Let me just finish this up." He did whiff some of the shots, but luckily, he did get the win. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's segue back into Game 5. So the lobby is going to be up in just a moment. Let me connect over to the lobby, and we'll break everything down. Once the scores are updated, I will be updating those scores as well. And we'll go through it. We'll see who is in play? Let me tell you, oh my gosh, the action's been so intense. Don't you ever like, you've been on the edge of your seat and just kind of feel the itch? You know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. And it's exciting, but also really, really cool. All right, let's hit refresh and let's see if we can get some scores, and we'll segue to the scores in just a moment. I need to wait for one more score to update, and then we'll be underway. We're about to segue into Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5. So we got 2 more rounds. And again, yes, we are seeing less Watson and Pathfinder, but they're the 2 characters that are going to get in buff, and I'm curious to see how they're going to play in the upcoming tournaments. We'll keep a better eye on Crazy Raccoon. I know there's a few things that we missed in terms of a bit of action, but not a whole lot. Overall, I think we really helped shape the narrative, and we cut a lot of the action for you guys. So I'm very, very happy and proud about that. Again, if you're enjoying the stream, we got 2 more rounds left. This is Apex Legends Global Series, APAC North, Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. It's a massive mouthful. It's a lot of information we have to cover right there. A lot of information. All right, once the scores are updated, let's cover them. Let's talk it down. Let's discuss it in just a moment. Okay, the scores are updated, so let's segue over. Let's take a breakdown of that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a breakdown. We got Jupiter Vegas still holding on to first place with 40 points. That's mostly because of their placement. Well, they're not getting a whole lot of kill points, as you can see. Their first round, yes, they got a lot of kill points with 10. They have 3, 2, 0. This is strictly based on placement. They need, if they have a really bad game and they go below 11th place, this isn't going to be good for them. They need to keep their placement points up. Now, FLK, as we do a breakdown analysis of this, they have been consistent with high kill games, as you can tell. Their placement, maybe not ideal, but nonetheless, their kill points are definitely what's carrying them victory here. Let me hit refresh because we have some adjustments overall with the score. And FLK, very consistent in their performance. If they get a nice solid win, that's going to shoot them right up. Crazy Raccoon and T1 definitely got knocked early. Crazy Raccoon, the thing is that they have great kill points, but the downside, and they went out in 18th place that last round, is that they need to find their footing in terms of their placement. They have the kills. We know that they can get the kills, but they need to be very careful. So again, let's cover the scores, because this was an update. Let's cover the updated scores. I apologize. Flora at first with 40, Jupiter Vega with 40, FLK at 39, Shoot at 32, T1 at 30, and it looks like we got Crazy Raccoon at 6. So Crazy Raccoon dropped a little bit, but that's okay. I know they'll make a comeback, and we'll see how things go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Let's get right back into it. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. It absolutely means the world that you guys are here. Don't forget to leave a like. We're already smashing past 600. Can we get 700? We have 2 more games. Honestly, can we get 800? How many people are here on the stream? Let's take a quick look and a quick breakdown. We peaked already at 1,400. Massive number of you guys here on the stream. It means the world, so definitely leave a like. There's a lot of people here, so it very much mean the whole world if we can get to 1,000 or 800. Listen, I'll take as many likes as we can get. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash it. Let's switch over now to Game 5, which is about to happen in here just a moment. Bigs up the floor. Let's see how they manage to snag this. All right. Don't worry, man. As long as you're watching, every little bit helps support the channel. It doesn't matter whether you like, comment. Everything literally helps. All right. As we go into the next game, we got to keep an eye on Flora and Vega. What's been interesting about this tournament, there's not a clear winner. We're not seeing a clear winner take the main stage already, and the reason why, it's partly because the amount of fights that are taking place. There has been not really much of a moment to breathe. It's been honestly non-stop. It's been really great, but at some moments I almost feel like I've been out of breath just of how much action there's taking place. In other tournaments, there's been a lot more passive play. There's been a lot more patience. There's not as much patience here. There's a lot of pushing out. There's a lot of hard edging. There's a lot of going for kill points. There's a whole lot of that is occurring here on the tournament for today. Of course, there's a lot of questions talking about Watson. Just so you're aware, on March 9th, this coming Tuesday, Watson is getting a buff. She's going to be able to regen her shields come on March 9th. Now, overall, who's my pick to win the circuit? That's a really fantastic question. I actually really enjoy seeing the stand-up performances from Crazy Raccoon, but the issue that I see sometimes is that their placement can be a little difficult to come by. I know because they're hard edging, so I'm kind of curious how T1 is overall going to perform as well. I would love to see an underdog team really start to showcase themselves like Vega and Flora at the moment. Vega, I would say, is definitely the underdog, and they've really started to perform. I don't really have an answer for you, unfortunately. I love to see how the narrative and things start to shape up, and we'll kind of go from there, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a tab out. Oh shoot, I actually need to go into a spectator. Just realized it wasn't there. Otherwise, it would have been unassigned, so good thing I caught that. And we'll be underway in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Next round about to start. It is now 6:30 in the morning for me. Started super early, obviously. Started at 4 a.m. We're already 2 hours in the tournament. We only have 2 more rounds underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the server's about to get started in just a hot second. Whenever it does, we'll turn off the music. We'll start to segue. Let's give a recap real quick of the score. As a reminder, Flora is in first place with 40 points. Vega, second place with 40. FLK with 38. And then Shoot at 32. And T1 and Crazy Raccoon and 5th and 6th. So this could be anybody's game. Honestly, Crazy Raccoon can literally pop off. And I've seen it happen where they've had I've literally seen them come back with like a 30... I think they had 20 kills plus 12. A 32-point game. So they've managed to really clutch out some big points and literally could see them just taking away this tournament. Same with T1. I've seen T1 have massive games. So we need to see Vega keep up the consistency but kick up their kill points. We need to see Flora as well because their kill points at last round was absolutely phenomenal. This shot them right up to the roof. So that was a stand-up performance. The question is, can they maintain it? Because they had a 16th place with 3 kills at one point. We'll see if they can really clutch it out. All right, in just a moment, switch over. Let's get ready for the next round. When the next round begins, we're going to follow Flora, Jupiter, Vega, and FLK at the start, just to kind of see where they land, and we're going to follow them along and see where things shape up from there. We're going to begin the round now in 10 seconds. Now, with the last 2 rounds, let's see if any teams, not quote-unquote get desperate, but if they decide to start to opt for more of an aggro approach, especially for the teams that are further down, because we know there's a lot of teams that are further down comparatively. Again, we'll do a little bit of a recap, some replay on the stream and on the channel at the end of the round, just as we did before. For you guys. Again, I know it's super early in the morning, so if you're just tuning in, this is Apex Legends Global Series, APAC North. Very much appreciate you for tuning in. This is Game 5 of 6. And we have the scoreboard pinned above. So if you want to catch up on the score, just make sure you click above just to follow along of where we're at with the tournament. We have 2 more rounds underway. And let's see how things shape up, shall we? We'll take a look at the roster and see if there's any changes at the moment. Teams have been very consistent with their picking in their legends. I don't think we're going to see any massive shakeups. Again, the only one I really notated before is Reignite removing their Pathfinder. But again, I appreciate all of you guys for the compliments, for everything. We got 2. This is huge. Before the playoffs, this is technically the I know they have the last chance qualifiers, but they're not shoutcasted. This is technically the last online tournament before the last chance qualifier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the teams and see how things are shaping up. This is a big day. Let's turn off that music. Let's hit record so we got a nice little recap for everybody so we can take a look at the tournament. And let's follow these teams. Let's take a look at Jupiter to Vega first. Jupiter Vega again is taking their countdown spot. And let's take a look at Flora. Let's see where they land. Flora has been landing around Harvester End, it looks like. The back end towards Tree. I know they're pinging. They're probably looking to see what's contested, what's hot. Maney, who was definitely one of our star members of the prior round. Let's see how he decides to pop off this round. He was popping off last round, kill leader and everything. He's definitely got to feel good for this round. So Flora is definitely already opting to grab the beacon as fast as possible. He's definitely got the edge here. Hopefully he can get the beacon off before his drone gets destroyed. Of course, there's a little lag. That's only natural. Partly because, you know, we're connecting from definitely clear across the world. There's no 50-50s right off the rip. That's good. No 50-50s. Every team has their positioning. They have their spots. Everyone's playing patiently, which is good. Respectable. We'll give a shout out to everyone in chat here in just a moment. R28, thank you so much for being here. Doge, good to have you. Valerian, Tenzin, thank you guys all so much for being a part of the channel, being a part of the stream. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because we do cover APAC North quite often. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys are all here joining me, considering it's, you know, 6:30 in the morning. It's definitely early. There are no fights occurring. We're just kind of following Flora around because they're, you know, the top dogs for the lobby. Let's see how they're rotating. They're just grabbing their loot, just doing the normal loot pattern. So what teams normally do for Harvester is they take both of the snake areas. What they did with Crypto, which is very smart. This is actually a really smart play. Is they have the Crypto here and they ranged it out perfectly to grab the beacon so they know where it's at because you don't really get beacon in Harvester, right? So what he did is he grabbed the beacon here and then he used the snake to rotate in. One grabs the snake here, one grabs the no-name stuff here and then rotates in. And what they're doing there is making sure they grab as much as humanly possible in terms of loot. So what we're going to do, obviously, just a request from the audience, from everyone's watching, we're going to keep an eye on Crazy Raccoon. I don't want to miss them getting knocked. If they do, I don't want them to get knocked. Listen, when they put on a show, they put on a show, so I'm rooting for them to put on a show for us and chat. So we got RAS, they're looting up Sorting Factory. They always tend to land towards the north side of Sorting Factory, and they usually take the lesser half a little bit later, but they meet towards the center. They usually have really good positioning. So Crazy Raccoon really clutching it out. Sun Sisters always opting around Geyser area. This is generally their spot where they usually feel comfortable. Crazy Raccoon is now going into zone. We have nobody dead. I don't think we've even seen a single shot. This is a whole different type of lobby than we were seeing before. Looks like we got RAS with a nice gold Spitfire. All they're doing is just scouting out, making sure there's no teams rotating behind them. They do have a few teams rotating behind them that they're completely unaware of, but they were unable to see them from height. Those Crazy Raccoon mix their way in. The interesting thing that Crazy Raccoon does is that they do not run a scout character, meaning Bloodhound, Crypto, Pathfinder. They are pretty confident with their zone calls, and because they tend to edge and get into firefights, they usually, it's not that they don't care about the zone, but they're pretty confident in overall their positioning. So Crazy Raccoon needs to be aware there's a team about to roll up on them. The timing couldn't have been any more interesting, considering they haven't even seen him yet. Selly, oh, there they go. They're calling it out. Selly getting some strong damage and about 55 damage with the R301. Not enough to make a push off of things, but enough to make the other team feel uncomfortable. This is Sun Sisters rolling up on them, and now they're going to try to find a different position. Technically, Crazy Raccoon has slightly better armor situation. You know, having a white armor going into a fight, especially against Crazy Raccoon, is not ideal. We still have everybody in the lobby up. 60 players remaining with 20 squads. Not even a single knock or finish. It's pretty wild, considering, again, how the prior lobbies are shaping up. What we're going to do, I'm actually going to chain this back. You guys can see the normal colors. I know I've been changing the colors a little bit. No teams are out. We do have a team potentially fighting here. Cog Ace is about to run into Lag Gaming. Lag Gaming just holding their positioning. Crazy Raccoon may get into a fight here. They're just scouting out. They're unaware of the team about to run at them. Avalon is about to flank, but Ras is ready with his gold Spitfire. FL is getting into a fight already. Let's take a look at their POV. GTS unfortunately gets knocked out. Let's just hold here because they're about to get in a fight. Let's hold on to Crazy Raccoon. I know FL just got into a fight, but I don't want to miss this. This is actually going to be huge because they are about to sneak on them, and they queue back. Let's see if Ras is able to get enough damage here. He's been frying with a Spitfire. He landed probably, I want to say, about 70% of his shots there. Selly is about to make a play We did see one team go out, but I wanted to see what was going to happen with Crazy Raccoon because we missed the fight before. I don't want to miss the fight this time. FL is already in another fight. The other team has rotated out, and that is the game. So Team Fruit Star got into a fight here. Was getting some knocks at FL. Can he clutch us out? Oh, not enough, unfortunately. Got a massive amount of damage. Managed to see 2 of the massive plays go out, and we now have Sun Sisters locked into a building. Sun Sisters did get cracked. They haven't managed to level up their white armor to blue. If Muscle gets knocked here, it's not going to look good. They're definitely confident. They're getting shot from the outside of the building. Will Crazy Raccoon show up on this? SG needs to be careful because Crazy Raccoon is hungry. Pinky is fried. Pinky switched from the Bloodhound over to Horizon. He switched over from Bloodhound to Horizon, and now they're playing more edge. They have to get kill points, which is what they're shooting for at the moment. They breached the building, but the port is out, and Crazy Raccoon does have eyes. Sun Sisters does get out. Let's see if Selly manages to make a play and port into this. They probably heard that the fight is over, but they're unaware that they're about to get rolled up on by another team. LFT is here. They're looking to see if they can find any positioning. He is running 2 heavy guns, Meltdown. They are aware of Crazy Raccoon's positioning. Selly is definitely calling out for his teammates to come help him out. The lobby has fallen silent, as we infamously say. And this is what happens, is that teams are now just trying to find their positioning or rotating. Crazy Raccoon doing pretty solid. Potentially another fight about to break out here. This is not good for Flora. They do have the low ground. And Lag Game is right above them. I highly doubt Flora is going to take the high ground up. I don't think that they're going to make that play. It just doesn't make any sense. If they were to jump up, that would be definitely a negative situation to be in. I know they hear them above, and they're just going to play patiently and wait. Let's take a look at T1 and see how they are doing overall in the lobby. We'll switch over to T1. Good timing on T1 because they are pushing here. They need to be careful because that damage is going to be too much for them to take, and they're about to use the Horizon Q. Will it run out? And it does. T1 tried to make a play for height, and it looks like it's spelling death. Will Parka be able to clutch this out? He's getting massive shots left and right. He almost clutched it out. He needs to get 2 more shots, and it's just not enough, and the enemy team was quite low. If he managed to get potentially 2 strong massive shots, he could have clutched it out. T1 goes out early, and there's going to be a lot of fights breaking out here with Fennel, Korea, and as well Lag Gaming. So it looks like they jumped down below. Flora is getting the Crypto ult out. Crazy Raccoon is hard edging this angle. We have a team SG rotating out from the fight, and we also have Crazy Raccoon about to hard gate out this opponent team. LFT just trying to find a way in, but Crazy Raccoon just won't let it happen. There's a lot of fights about to break out, potentially, but they're all holding various angles and various buildings. So it's pretty crazy to see. Very exciting. We'll keep an eye, again, on Crazy Raccoon. I'm trying to keep an eye on Ras and Selly, as they always tend to put on a show for us. And we see teams just rotating. Kind of quiet. Lobby's kind of quiet. Teams are taking this real seriously, man. I feel it. Oh, man, I feel it. I don't know if you guys feel it as well. But I definitely feel the pressure. So again, what you're seeing is actually my ping. And actually, I should probably remove that. I guarantee that's definitely confusing, because that is my ping on the lobby. I'm going to remove the performance display just so you guys don't get confused. What you're seeing there is my connection to the server, not their connection. You're not seeing their connection. You're seeing my frame rate and my connection. So I removed that just so there's no confusion. Let's take a look at LFT, because they did finally find some footing here. Let's see if they hard gate this team out. Crazy Raccoon is going to rotate in. There's no fights occurring here. Everyone's just holding the positioning. Let's see if Meltdown is able to get some damage with the Spitfires. Laying waste. Gets a little bit of damage in, but it's not enough to really make a play. He predicts that he's going to come around the corner there. Just hard holds the angle, continuously getting his spray off. Need to be careful. They need to rotate in, or else they're going to run into Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon is waiting for a team to fight. Meltdown backs up, pops his Q, and rotates. Try not to get cracked, because if he gets cracked, he's just going to give him the positioning. Crazy Raccoon did hear this fight breaking out. And once they realize that they hard backed out of the fight, Crazy Raccoon is actually going to opt for the zone, make sure that they don't get gated. Luckily, they're not going to get gated, but these teams are ducking and weaving. LFT's like, wait a minute, are you fighting? They're going to keep ducking, weaving. I guarantee once they start shooting, Crazy Raccoon's going to come right back into the fight and hard gate them out. Meltdown does throw his ult, tries to find an opening, Tries to get some of that entry level damage in, but it's just not enough. It's not there, and they're going to rotate over to zone. Crazy Raccoon is waiting for them. They're waiting for this team to really fight it out. Switch back to LFT because this is the most damage that's happening in the lobby. Everyone else right now, and I apologize I brought the map there in just a hot second, but what I was trying to point out is a lot of teams are waiting over to zone, but they're not fighting because it doesn't make any sense because they're running into the dreaded third party. Let's see how this team Fennel is going to roll up on them.
This way.
Fennel did a very great job here. They do have kill leader in terms of managing the sandwich. They managed to hold off Crazy Raccoon as well as LFT.
Let's go this way.
Crazy Raccoon is aware of the presence of Fennel.
What we science folk call a body.
They're pinging it. They're calling what's happening. They're contemplating if they should roll up on this or if they need to rotate further into zone before they get caught out. So there is a potential fight happening with Lag Gaming here as they hard gate SG. I don't think they're really going to hard commit on this. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do so. They're most likely going to just hard hold and wait until they get a crack or any sort of other rotation. Let's take a look at what's happening on the north side of the map. Vegas hard holding their angle. They have a Caustic, so most likely not going to get any push versus GTS Black. We got Caustic versus Caustic, ladies and gentlemen, happening on the north side.
Enemy over there.
So as a lobby waits for the zone to close in, we see all the teams refine their footing. And now new information has been presented. Crazy Raccoon has an uphill battle here. I know that they're trying to get into as many gunfights as possible. But again, as we talked about, the downside here, while they're phenomenal players, is that sometimes they just run into a little bit of bad luck where hard teams just hard gate them out or pick on them. They don't get the clean 3v3s that they're looking for. That's what they're looking for, the clean 3v3s. So Fennel is just rotating through various buildings. Each of them are hard holding a building. Fragment is no longer going to be in the zone here in a moment. So two teams are hide up here. And we see a potential fight. Let's keep an eye on Momon. He's about to get a scan out in about 13 seconds. Looks like we got a fight in the building already breaking out. Let's take a look at Kuria. Oh, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Let's see if he manages to get a solid amount of damage here, or the team is just going to rotate out. Looks like they're opting to rotate out. We do have a fight breaking out with Sun Sisters versus Crazy Raccoon. Let's see how they manage to clutch this out.
This way.
Looks like Selly was going for a play. Looks like he was going for a play looking for a building and just got caught out. That happened so quickly. And for the port and the location, that's definitely just not what they're looking for. Now, what they can do here is that they manage to get this team fight, 2v3, they can res Selly. They need to make a nice clean break, though, here. So as Captain hard holds, they get the banner back, and let's see if they manage to get the rest. Sun Sisters, unfortunately, did not capitalize on the opportunity to push out. They just don't have the information. They don't really know what happened, but at least Selly is now back in the game. So hopefully Selly doesn't get shot out of the sky. Let's try to get his POV to make sure. Let's see if he survives. And Selly's good. He just needs to go right back for his box. He just needs a little cover so he can make a play in. Again, this is what I mentioned happened with Crazy Raccoon. They're a fantastic team, but when they run into these unfortunate circumstances, this is just not good. They need to rotate in. They need to find a different angle. Sun Sisters is hard holding, and they're trying to play patient. They're going to get picked on by multiple teams. This is what's happened to them before. They've gotten picked on, and the Crypto ult's going to come out and potentially make a play for Sun Sisters. Ras is getting a full Phoenix off, and they're looking for a way in. Let's take a look at, is that in for them? No, it is not. Oh, at the very edge of it is. So technically they could play here, but that's just not their style. Selly does need some cells to really make a play back. And there is the arc. And they're going to reposition at this point. So Ras is most likely going to drop him some cells, or Log will. But it looks like they're definitely struggling. Definitely struggling on materials. Let's see, there's another fight breaking out with SG here. SG is definitely rotating. They're getting a lot of ticking damage. Pantasia getting some strong damage. Knocks the Gibby. 64 damage in, but also with a combination with his ult. He still has his bubble, but he's going to hard hold onto it. Pantasia getting some strong damage in, but unfortunately the other team has height. It is a 2v2 situation. He's trying not to get too greedy, but trying to find his angle. He goes for the res, but the res is not going to be enough because unfortunately the Crypto ult comes in. They have to get their swaps before it's too late. Now let's see what team is down below. I guarantee they did hear the action that was occurring down below. That is not enough for them to really make a play off of it. It does take out Peaky, fully aware of the crypto drone, and does manage to get his play in. So Sun Sisters is rolling up. They're no longer playing passive. This is their moment to shine. There is the Gibby ult, and there it is for the fastest cleanup. Wow, what a play. Good Lord. What are you on, man? You just came in for the slide, but unfortunately, is he able to keep up with the momentum? He takes height. He takes a different angle. Very smart play on his part, but unfortunately decides to opt out and run away. Perhaps he could have stayed on that fight, but it was not enough. Let's take a look at a different POV because Crazy Raccoon is trying to get on this action. This has been a massacre. I really believe that he stayed there. He might have been able to clutch something out. I don't think the team from down below was really going to jump up. Crazy Raccoon showing up. They've managed to clutch this out. This is going to be massive for them. Fortune Captain does go down. Rast gets 2 shots off. Mastiff, one more hit, knocks him. Can he go for a 3-piece? And there it is. All they got to do is recover. They got to go for an armor swap. Can Rast get some positioning, find his footing? He can't drop down. He does not get the armor swap, and Crazy Raccoon is out. Cog Ace decides to show up to the fight. Massive arc star. Over 280 damage, I believe I saw, but it was not enough, unfortunately. Looks like North is showing up here to the fight. We have Flora reposition, and this is a good position for them to be in. They have 3 kills, and they're going to find a rotation in. My gosh, what a massive amount of damage and massive amount of fighting occurring. Can we get a lot of massives in chat? This was just crazy to see. Don't forget to leave a like. Seriously, if you're liking what we see, this has been some insane plays. Crazy Raccoon just... They were so close to clutching it out. Rast was just on fire with the Mastiff, but it just wasn't enough with the amount of third parties that was occurring. Now it looks like Ice Cream is hard gating this team out. Let's take a look for their POV. Is this Gibby going to be able to get a bubble off in time? And unfortunately, he does not. He only had 5 seconds left on the bubble. He had already used it prior. And the Charge Rifle Charlie is out in play. But if they get too greedy, they're going to get shot from different angles. And they need to go to zone. Ice Cream keeping it chill, keeping it cool. Let's take a look at a different POV. Actually, let's hold POV on Matsutasa, to see if he manages to clutch this out for his team. He was getting some solid charge rifle shots before. He's going to opt and fly in, get a different angle. Pretty solid plays by Matsu. Cleans up the horizon. And now the Gibby is out next. Massive play. Flora, definitely in a stitchy situation, but Ice Cream, let's just hard hold on them. They are frying left and right. Let's see if they get third-partied here. If they manage to find their footing because they're about to get hard stuck at a different angle, he tries to go for the bat. I guarantee he's going to pop his Q to pop his team up to go push up top. Pop this Q. He needs it. He needs to pop his team up. They can't stay here for very long. And unfortunately, he does pop the Q up. I believe if he popped it up, he would have the best scenario to go take height from this other team, but he opts not to do it, and they go for the Gibby Bubble Res instead. Benel is above. It's only one of them, though. And now they're caught out in rotation. He's waiting to see who to take a shot at. He opts for the Gibby up front. And unfortunately, it's just not enough, but at least he has the gold magazine there for his team. GTS Black luckily has a Caustic here, and they're hard holding, and they're resetting with the res. Let's see how the teams are picking on them on the outside. There is a rat. Banshee. So technically, there is a solid 3v3 situation, even though one is a rat, and there's 3 inside. No other teams are really fighting at the moment. They're just doing pick damage from a distance. I'm trying to bring the map in because they're about to breach. He opts with the EVA 8, goes in, waits for his teammate to go for the cleanup. There's the bubble to buy himself a little bit of time. Crypto comes in, acting crazy with the Spitfire. Everyone's opting for a Spitfire today. Look at that. And Lack coming in with a single fire Hemlock. Tries to punch him, but it's not enough. Wall bounces and dies. And now Jupiter Vega comes in with the cleanup. Jupiter Vega, good timing. But the downside now is it going to be enough? We got Avalon Gaming about to go out, and now they're out. We only have 4 squads remaining in the lobby. Let's see the team Jupiter Vega, if they're going to be able to make it. Unfortunately, goes down, and Jigen all by himself, all alone in the world. And there it goes. Now we got only a few more teams left. Let's see the team that is inside here. Reignite, hard holding the building. They could get clutched out. There's a Horizon ult. There's the nades coming out, and the Gibraltar ult to counter it. They take out the Horizon ult, 120 damage in. Dizzy, in a rough situation. The bubble does get taken out by a Crypto ult, and the ult for the Gibby is buying themselves some time. He needs to bat, he needs to heal, but I don't think he's got enough. He calls for his teammate to give him a bat, and they reposition. FL's in the outside of the building, having a massive firefight. Let's take a look. Shoot Gaming is down. Let's take a look at the Rat at the moment, see if he's able to find his positioning and angle. If not, we're going to switch over to FL's POV in just a hot second. Take a look at how they're handling this. Look at all the dead bodies just flying up in the air. This is crazy. Let's switch POVs and see how things are handling with reignite. Everyone is just, there's just rats everywhere. Everyone is just ratting. Fennel is just mopping up this lobby. Let's just hold on Fennel, because Fennel is going to clutch us out. He takes a little zone damage. Actually, he doesn't take a little zone damage. He almost did. And P-Note is now 7 kills in the lobby. He's going to call it 8 and takes the win. Oh my gosh. Wow. I apologize for getting the name wrong. My apologies there. But nonetheless, we're driving, we're running around. What a massive play from Fennel. Clutching it up. Fennel is definitely going to fly up the leaderboard on that one. They had a lot of kills. This is going to boost them up all the way potentially to 4th or 5th place. Oh my gosh. What an insane round, ladies and gentlemen. That was crazy. We got to see some of the action in a replay to see how everything shaked up. Again, if I mispronounce anything, I do apologize. I appreciate you guys with your patience as we're driving the show, shoutcasting, following the action, and we're getting one more round underway. Once the scores are up, we'll take a look. So, you know what we're going to do? Let's take a look at some of the action. Let's take a look at that replay. Some of that replay was absolutely insane there at the end. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Be here, because I don't want you guys to miss a moment of the action. Switch over to Game 6 for just a moment. And let's switch to the replay, shall we? Let's switch right back to the ending here, where it just became absolutely nutty. There was so much to capture. Let's actually go to Crazy Raccoon's POV, whenever they decided to push. And this is where the chaos ensued. And we're looking for the moment in just a hot second. Alright, so what we caught here was absolute chaos. So he got his Gibby Bubble damage early on and got a nice spray that we saw from just a moment ago. This is from SG. SG was just rotating in. This became absolute chaos that occurred here. Just non-stop. There was a Gibby Bubble to buy themselves some time. He tries to go for the res, but he stopped the minute he knew that they were coming back in, which is a good moment, and he goes for the tries to look for a swap, and he goes for a blue armor. And unfortunately, I cover up the map right there for just a second, but not the end of the world as they find their footing. And Crazy Raccoon hears the action. This is when they get in on this. This was technically the best play for Crazy Raccoon. They could have technically went for zone, but I know they wanted the kill points. Technically, they should have gone for zone though. I almost think maybe they should have gone for zone here, because all they did was get third-partied and picked on, which is just not good. I mean, you know, once they showed up, as much as their aim is on point and their positioning, and this is Sun Sisters, by the way, and I apologize, but Sun Sisters had a crazy play there, and this is when Crazy Raccoon actually shows up. There they go. I think they were kind of opting for the loot, but if you saw on the map earlier, I do still stand by they could have made a better rotation in. It was kind of up in the air, though. It's a 50-50. You know, they could have caught some teams out. They did get some kill points here, but the downside is that they went here in 13th place. Look at those shots. Clean. Really clean shots. But they went out afterwards in 12th. I apologize. 12th place. Wow. Really, really great plays. Selly was definitely popping off. And a lot of action took place there. So let's switch over to Game 6. We'll come back to this POV in just a second. And let me at least get into the lobby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the lobby. Teams are populating in. Once we have a moment, I'm going to take a look at the score sheet. Fresh, let me take a look. Almost all the scores are updated. Once they're updated, we'll switch over to the scoreboard and we'll take a look at how the lobbies are breaking down. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a shout out to everyone in the lobby. Tenzin, Boss Guy, appreciate you for always being here. Dog, appreciate you. Ashton, his name is Selly. Oh yeah, I got his name. I know who Selly is. Pronounced Jibby, not Gibby. Gibby Jibby, molding intensifies. Listen, Gibby Jibby, we all have our different ways of saying it. If only Sally didn't throw. Listen, there's so much that we're saying in the heat of the moment, and listen, there's only so much we can throw out there. So sometimes I'll have a mispronunciation every once in a while. There's always a million things that I'm trying to say all at once. I know his name is Sally. I might have said Sally. Sally. No, I know it's Sally. Don't worry. Listen, chat. Leave a like if you love the name Sally. If you love the name Sally, whichever one, just leave a like. All right, guys. Big shout out to everyone in chat. A lot of actions, guys. Seriously. As you can tell, even at one point, I'm getting out of breath, you know? I can't even say breath. I can't even say the words. There's just so much to get out there. We got one more game under our belt here. Once the scores are updated, we'll check over the scoreboard and make sure that we're not missing any of the action. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being here. We got one more game left for today. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot. Polar Bear, yes, it is live. We're on a 5-minute delay. Oh my gosh. Listen, if there's ever mispronunciation, sometimes it happens. It's mostly because a lot can happen in the heat of the moment. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you're enjoying the casting. As you can tell, I handle the replays. I'm recording, segueing back and forth. We're going to look at the scorecard in just a hot second once the scores are fully updated. Just missing the score looks like from shoot, and once that's updated, we're going to be good to go. Be sure to grab yourself a snack, a coffee. It is now 7 o'clock. I've been shoutcasting for 3 hours straight. We've been going. I don't think I've took a moment to breathe. My throat is going to be sore in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the scoring, shall we? Jupiter Vega still in first. Jupiter Vega just has to hold it tight. Hold it tight. One more round, ladies and gentlemen. They just have to hold it tight for FL, 47 points. Flora, 46. Shoot Gaming, 40, or Shoot, excuse me, at 46. FLK, 41. Rig at 37. Crazy Raccoon, unfortunately, at 7th place. 7th place with 32. Listen, they have outstanding performances. You know what's happening? Is that they're just getting caught out. I don't think we've had a moment to see them shine without getting picked on, third-partied. They're doing their best in the situation that they can. You see the movement. You see how insane that they're playing. We are capturing their POV, but the unfortunate part is that they're just getting shot from every which angle. Now, again, we're about to start the last round of today, which is match 6, about to go underway. Just know I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Don't forget to leave a like. Seriously, if you leave a like, it helps people find the channel and the stream, because that's how YouTube works, you know? More people here, the more likes. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps support the channel. It means a whole lot. We're doing a whole lot, driving the stream, casting it, trying to capture everything as much as humanly possible, even dressed for the occasion for today. Just know that I appreciate all of you guys for being a part. It's been a whole lot of fun. I can't wait to go get a snack after this myself, or perhaps get a coffee. It's been insane. The lobbies have literally been intense. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's switch over to Game 6. Game 6 underway in just a moment. Again, what I'm going to do, if you're tuning in, this is probably the best time to tune in, because we're about to watch Game 6. And if you're just tuning in, here's the scoreboard. This is what you're seeing in the upper right. This is the score that you see. Jupiter Vega currently is in first place. So what we're going to need to see is that they need to have a consistent performance. They get knocked out early, that's it. It's over. It's over, man. Game over for them taking first place. What we need to see happen is Crazy Raccoon needs to have a stellar game here, which is possible. They're not far behind. If they get first place, a lot of kills. Listen, Crazy Raccoon can take first. It's not over for them. It's not over for them. Not even over for T1 either. Listen, I've seen them clutch it out as well. They can definitely clutch this out and make a massive play. And Mason, it is good to see you, man. You're up early. It's good to have you here. Now, what we need to realize overall with this tournament is that this is, again, if you're just tuning in, this is Apex Legends Global Series Winter Online Tournament number 4, Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 4. This is one of the last chance for that you're going to see casting, because the next one is Last Chance Qualifier, which doesn't get casted on. But nonetheless, this is the last big moment for teams to really have a big earning before the playoffs, which is a really big moment, because obviously that's the main stage. That's the big stuff. So seriously, leave a like if you would love to see me up there. Love to have EA, have me cast NA, have me cast Europe. I would love to do more casting. I have a blast doing this. I drive this obviously on my own, but I can definitely love to. If you guys would love to see me up there, that would be huge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last round is about to start in just a moment. I believe they're just making sure that everyone is connected, that everyone's stable. I know we're already in. Rounds have been really smooth. And we'll get in there. All right. Gibby Jibby. What if I just shoutcast and call him Jibby Gibby every time? As if like Jeepers, Key Reapers, Jibby Gibbies. But yeah, unfortunately, Crazy Raccoon has been very unlucky. We're going into the last round here. Let's see if anybody runs Octane or Revenant. Let's see if somebody gets desperate and runs Octane Revenant. All right, now that you've seen the scorecard, Game 6, ladies and gentlemen. Game 6. And what is my name? Is it Daz? Is it Dawes? Is it, I don't know. Tomato, tomato? Who knows? Alternative title. Every player tries to find a Mastiff. Not on March 9th. Ladies and gentlemen, on March 9th, the Mastiff gets a nerf. So we're going to hit record here in just a moment. Let's see if any teams decide to change their team compositions. All right, last round, ladies and gentlemen, last round. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is it. Last round. I know, I apologize for that. Captain got called log. Sometimes you look at the names and you just cover everything. Do you cover NA Finals too? Not at the moment, but I would love to. I would love to. This is, you know, believe it or not, this is actually my 6th time, or maybe 5th or 6th time casting ever. I've never done any shout casting ever before prior. This is my 5th or 6th time ever doing it, and it's been an absolute blast to do so. So right now, what everyone's doing in the lobbies, they're picking their legends. We'll see if there's any changes, and if there is, you know, hey, listen. Any Octane Revenants? Octane Revenants. Let's turn off the music. Let's segue. There is no Octane Revenants. There is no Watson. There is no Pathfinder. This is the last round. Can we get to 900 likes? Ladies and gentlemen, can we get to 900 likes? Let's take a look. Make sure Thermal Station is not being 50-50. Team Fruit Star, not 50-50. Looking pretty good. Everyone's going to play this pretty smart. Looks like Reignite has this for free here. It's free real estate. True real estate. Everything's looking positive. Crazy Raccoon is not going for a 50-50. They're just taking their spot. Captain, my captain. Love him. Oh, Captain, my captain. Sun Sisters usually landing their normal spot. T1. Taking Lava Fissure and Trials. So there is going to be a bit of lag. It's natural. It's only normal. Don't forget, it evens out as the round keeps going. Listen, any team can take first place. Crazy Raccoon T1, I do believe at this point this is anyone's game. They could clutch this out, and let's see if they manage to pull it together and actually do it. That's the big thing. So there is going to be a little server lag that happens at the very start of the round. Don't worry, it will disappear. But everything's looking pretty solid overall. Let's take a look at Crazy Raccoon. They're just looting up their usual spot over in sorting. It looks like CG is already getting into a fight. And unfortunately, that was fast. Unfortunately, they got into a fight with LFT. Meltdown was not having a meltdown today. Kind of surprised this fight broke out in Epicenter. Usually that team was rotating a little bit over. But the rat did get away, but they're hard chasing him. Let's see if Jewel Man, again, man, this is the 2nd time he's been a rat. He's been trying to hold it together for his team. Shoot right now is in 4th place, and this isn't looking good for them. They needed this game. They really did, and now it kind of feels not like they're hard throwing, but, you know, I mean, I guess it technically is, you know, and it's just the unfortunate circumstance that you run into. Jewel Man has clutched it out before. He was our rat, our shining star. So we'll see if he can manage to clutch out a 4th or 3rd place game again. All he's got to do is wait really patient for the right moment. So let's take a look and segue to Crazy Raccoon with Selly, Brass, as well as Captain. Opting for a nice R301. Got to get rid of that alternator. And they're just going to craft. They're just going to get the materials. They shouldn't get run up on. They should be okay. They look like they're in the clear. So if they take their time and really level up their armors Crazy Raccoon just needs a nice, strong game. They just need a little bit of luck in their favor. Is really all they need. If they have that, the Ras, Selly, and Captain are going to be well on their way. But it looks like Flora is going to be rotating right behind Crazy Raccoon, which is not going to be good for them. Listen, it's not that they don't want to fight early, but no, let's just say they don't want to fight early. We'll take a look. Teams are rotating. This team has got Cog Ace has one of the longest rotations in just to get into zone. Wonder how long that's going to take them to get in. Crazy Raccoon is doing okay for now. Let's take a look at Jupiter Vega because they are currently our shining stars. They are in first place. If they hold this together, they will win first place overall. Just don't get knocked. Don't get knocked early. It's so easy, right? Just win the game. Just win. Gets a little bit of damage there. Nice solid G7 action. Just gotta love the scout. 2x4 is not the worst in the world either. Ice Cream just finding their positioning. Unaware of the team Cog Ace is finally making their way downtown, running fast. And it looks like Flora is fully aware of Crazy Raccoon's positioning. Got the eye in sky, finding positioning. And now all the teams are going to be Oh, we got a big sandwich here. Let's take a look how this team is going to clutch this out. GTS Black has a really rough situation. They're going to become the ultimate sandwich. They have to choose either to bomb the team in the front or the team in the back. And they opt to take the high ground. Which is always good to do, in any situation. You always take the high ground, It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. And GTS Black lives to fight another day. Let's take a look at Crazy Raccoon because it looks like they're about to get into a firefight. Selly has the high ground. Selly frying with the R3-1. My God. So much for that port. He's going to have to take it back right away. And there he does. He takes it right back. Selly could throw a grenade on this just to... Oh, there it goes. There's a nade. Right as I called it. He could find his positioning. Selly getting pretty hungry. Selly going to have the height. He's going to find his angle. Selly can't get too aggro too early. Selly, this is a 3v1 situation. Selly's popping off, and unfortunately does get knocked. Now we got a 2v2 situation, and now it is actually a clean wipe on their part. Nobody around. That was some free points and exactly what Crazy Raccoon was looking for. Selly played patiently. They did recover from this. Did the best he could for his team, which did pay off. Big shout out to Crazy Raccoon clutching it up there. Let's take a look at Lag Gaming as they rotate right behind them. Going to pull out his R3-1 Mastiff. That's an infamous combo that we're seeing in the tournament thus far. Definitely a fan favorite among many. Let's see how Lag decides to take this fight because if they stay here too long, they're just going to get picked on from every which angle. They need to either push in or get out. It's possible that the Wraith does have their port, so she's going to... Oh, there it goes. As we call it, Commentator's Curse comes right in. Pops his Q. As he comes out, he's going to get picked on. If he gets knocked here, it's going to be spelled death for his team. Pretty close. Pretty scary. He's got to pop a bat, and he's going to rotate right back in. And he does go down, unfortunately. He could take the port back. Hopefully his Gibby will give him a bubble, but he decides not to, and they decide to reconvene here. And partly because the teams are shooting at them in Lava City. Lag Gaming going to get crypto ulted here. Unfortunately, actually happened for another team. And it looks like they managed to fight another Jupiter Vega. Needs to be very careful. If they go out in 17th place, that's going to be over for them. They can't afford to fight too long here, or else they're going to opt out to lose their best positioning. Let's take a look at Crazy Raccoon, see how they're doing. They're rotating in from Sorting Factory. They have a lot of teams rotating in. Not a lot of fighting is occurring right now. We got T1 rotating late as they normally do because they usually take trials as well as Lava Fissure. Looks like we got a fight breaking out. Crazy Raccoon looking for extra points. Selly going for a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, whiffs hard on his shots. There is a thermite that is out. He's trying to get some positioning in, but is unfortunately unable to find it. He needs to hop onto height and clutch out this kill. And there it is. Cog is almost out of the running. There's 2 out, and Vanity is just booking it. He knows they need points. He knows they're not going to win against Crazy Raccoon because Crazy Raccoon is hot. This is actually big. Jupiter Vega is actually in a big firefight. If Jupiter Vega goes out here, this means that they will lose their first place footing. Massive R3-1 by Gigant. He's got an R99 and a Hemlock in play. He's just trying to recover. And they have to clean this fight up fast before they get third-partied. And the cleanup does occur, and they are able to reset. This is big for Jupiter Vega. This is big. This is big for them. FLK has the building up top. They have it up top tight. And it looks like Crazy Raccoon does have height on their fellow competitors here. Looks like all they're trying to do is just grab the banners. I don't know if he's aware that they're down below. I think they're waiting for the footsteps. They're unsure if it's a full team or if it's just the rat. They're going to rotate out. No fight is occurring here. They just have various angles on buildings. T1 is rotating super late. T1 needs to be careful because Crazy Raccoon is mopping up the lobby at the moment. And if they let Crazy Raccoon run away with this, that's going to be it. Jupiter Vega has very good footing as well.
Target spotted.
They're making some positive cleanups. Unfortunately, they only got 1 kill point off of that, despite having a lot of damage. Ras does get the rat. So if we look at FL, let's take a look at FL and see how they're faring in this lobby. We'll switch over to FL's POV. I just want to make sure we're finding them. They are hard holding out Jupiter Vega. We look at it here. Let's take a look as well as Flora, as there are also top contenders in the top 3. They have the tunnel, which is not a bad position to be in. Crazy Raccoon is just hard edging out, and T1 is about to run into Crazy Raccoon here. This is a matchup. This is the fight we're looking for. Or is this the drones we're looking for? I'm not quite sure. I know Rig is fighting with Vanity at the moment, and their roster, Vanchi, excuse me. But right now, this fight does mean everything because Crazy Raccoon and T1 are both looking for the same amount of points. And there it is. This is the play. Ras gets a solid crack, and the ult does go out. Luckily, Crazy Raccoon has not taken a whole lot of damage. They're in the air, trying to fight as if this was a Dragon Ball Z episode. And T1 is in a bad situation. He pops his Q up for Selly. Great position. He knocks it. It's a 3v1 situation. Selly just has to recover, and he's going to be just fine. And it looks like Ras is making a big play with his Mastiff. Now we got a 3v1 situation, and there it is. T1 is out. Fantastic play. This could be Crazy Raccoon's game. They're already 7 kills up. If they manage to get solid placement at this point, they could literally win this tournament. Jupiter Vega is our current first place roster. All they have to do is hard hold their angle. They're in a really prime spot. Crazy Raccoon has crazy momentum at the moment. It's exciting to see. They're really clutching it out. Honestly, they're at 32 points. They have already 7 points, more than 7 points total. Let's take a look at their scoreboard. They have 8 points at the moment. And plus 15, they're definitely boosting up and close to clutching it out. So what Crazy Raccoon needs to do is they get into another fight and hard hold an angle. That's going to be pretty positive for them. So right now they're scouting it out. They're literally mopping up this lobby. Ras is on fire, man. Absolutely on fire. So they have height. Let's see if they manage to clutch this out. They instantly heard the caustic gas, and that was a big nope. That was I don't. He put his thermite away so fast. He was like, that is not worth it on any way, shape, or form, or level. Once they heard that caustic gas get thrown out. What team was that? Look, GTS Black managed to scare them off into existence. There is a firefight happening with Reignite. Reignite getting into a fight with Cog Ace. Jesna's looking to grief their doors. If GTS Black pushes them, they can make a pretty big one. See how this shapes up. We do have a fight happening in Tunnel. Flora, which was one of our tied with Jupiter Vega. Let's see if they manage to clutch this out. If they do, this will keep them in the running, and it does. We have a lot of teams in the running, and they're getting third. This is not good for Flora. Flora's about to get knocked out. They had second place holding, but going out of 13th place is not good. Flora's just trying to run, and it probably is just not going to be enough for them. And there they go. FL now taking it away from Flora. That's a great team that they're looking. Crazy Raccoon making their way in. Ras popping off. They can push on this. This is a push if I ever saw it. They need to be careful. He's going to pop his Q. As he goes up, he's definitely going to try to heal, get a quick sell-off. Or the bat. That works too. and the team is running away from them. All they got to do is keep hard chasing, catch them out. All they're doing is providing the positioning. Ras laying a ton of damage for his roster. He's been laying waste. He's got 8 kills, 1,600 damage, and Selly's at 762, and Captain is at 295. This has been a stellar performance to watch. Give this man a Spitfire. 9 kills. Crazy Raccoon needs to play patiently here. The zone closes in 47 seconds. They could. This is a free fight, man. This is a free fight. We're watching a comeback of a century here. I'm actually rooting for Crazy Raccoon at this point. They need to win this because they are on fire. The momentum from Ras at the moment is unparalleled. Unparalleled. Oh, I definitely agree. Beware of Angels. It's just at the moment they have definitely been popping off, and people in chat have definitely been wanting to follow them, which I respect and it's understandable. Now let's take back a look at Jupiter Vega and how they're doing. Oh my gosh, we actually need to go back since they're fighting. They just are taking so much of the fight at the moment. They've been in non-stop action. They've been pushing every team. So definitely giving where credit is due at the moment, knowing where the positioning is happening. All they got to do, and I apologize for bringing up the map, I just want to make sure we're not missing Jupiter Vega or Fennel. They need to be careful here. Is this fight isolated? It still is. We need to switch POVs, but Crazy Raccoon will just hard hold here for just a moment. Once they're out, they could be out. This is not looking good. There is one of the knocks, and Crazy Raccoon does go out. This is Jupiter Vega's highest potential to make a massive play. They had a really, really solid play, but now this is going to FL as well as Jupiter Vega. They had a solid amount of points. I want to say there's probably about 11 or 12 points. But now with them out, this is handed to Jupiter Vega and FL to really take this away. Let's take a look at FL in just a second here.
Let's move this way.
1 second. There we go. I apologize. It's really early in the morning, and I've been going for about 3.5 hours. I'm surprised I'm always able to keep the momentum as much as I'm doing. So Fennel is just recovering because that's who they were fighting there. This round could be handed to FL. Jupiter Vega has to get more points on the scoreboard, or they have to knock him out fast, or else Fennel will be taking the tournament away with them. FL really holding the angles. These teams are not fighting at the moment. Realize as we're following Crazy Raccoon that they have not been fighting. Jupiter Vega has still been in the same spot. This is why I was watching him as much as I was. And again, I will always do my best to follow as much of the action as much as humanly possible. I'm using the camera, following the action. Looks like Jupiter Vega is about to get pushed. They do have the Gibby ult out. Let's take a look how Jupiter Vega does counter this. This is a really big moment about to play out. Jupiter Vega, if they manage to clutch this out, this could be a big point. If they get knocked out here, they're basically handing the game to FL. This is not good for Jupiter Vega. Jupiter Vega does need to recover. The Gibby's trying to get his bat off. Unfortunately, this crypto is going to go down, and he does not have his bubble out, and gets absolutely shredded out in the open. Are they running Rampart? Is that a Rampart in play? I don't know if that's a Rampart or not. It sounded like a Rampart. I don't know if I was going crazy or not. Listen, it's early in the morning. Looks like FL could be running away with this tournament here, knowing that Jupiter Vega just got knocked out. They were only a 1-point difference looking at the scoreboard, but wow. That's absolutely insane. What we're seeing here, a lot of teams are on different height and different floors. They really are not going to push one another. FL just has to wait patiently here. I've seen the zone end here before. It's probably going to end in this spot right here, where I'm pointing. Oh, there's a rat, unfortunately. SG has been surviving throughout this whole scenario. Let's take a look how he's going to make his way in. He has to push in right behind them. Honestly, Jewelman was our rat in the second game who we followed a lot, but unfortunately, well, let's see. Let's see how he manages to clutch this out. He's going to get into the thick of it. He's going to rotate around and see if he can find his footing. I'm only watching him because he had a phenomenal play. He managed to get a 1v3 situation, and he's actually going to rat it in. So we will take a look at Cog Ace and see how they clutch this out. So Cog Ace is getting picked on. If any moment, this is a moment to kind of push in. Let's take a look at FL and see how they're doing. FL's sitting pretty comfortably, as well as Sun Sisters has the angle on them. They got 2 rats. Well, he is going to get his res, hopefully.
I got you, brother.
Jewelman needs to push this, but he's unaware of what's happening in the lobby. We see a lot of people moving within the building right now. They're on different floors. We've got one on the lowest area, one on one floor above. This is great. Rig is actually pointing out what exactly is happening for me. See how one's on the roof, one's on the floor below, and one's at the bottom. We got 3 teams literally sitting on top of each other. Looks like they're just all running around fighting, but they're really not. They're just running around. It's actually a great POV. I'm not going to lie. That actually was perfect for commentating. So it looks like Jewelman is rotating all the way around, and they managed to get the res out. Go Cog Ace for getting the res out. Welcome back, Juzna. And Jewelman is making a far rotation all the way around. And silence is going to fall upon the lobby. So right here, this is where all the action is going to take place. Nobody's shooting right now. You're not missing any action. Don't stress. Don't worry. All that's happening is that there's different floors. Actually, Reignite is in a fight. He got Krabert earlier, so that's what we missed in the kill feed. But nobody pushed off of it. This is just... You're not going to push off of anything like this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do so. Let's take a look how FL is doing, because FL is one of our biggest teams to kind of follow at the moment, because they could literally win this tournament. They need to watch out for FLK as well, that are right on their tails. So whoever wins this between FL or FLK, as well as Reignite, is really going to be where the play is going to take place. So a fight is breaking out. There's some madness happening here. They're just picking on Cog as they're rotating in, and that's really unfortunate for them. Avalon's got the base of the building. Let's take a look at Cog Ace. I mean, they're just getting picked on, man. It's just relentless on them. And there's the Arc. He's going to pull up his shield just to buy him some time. We shouldn't be missing any action anywhere else, partly because they're all on different floors. Oh, what a Kraber shot. Wow. I was making sure we didn't miss FL's action. Let's see if they manage to push back out. Is he going to get this res off? There's a nade, and farewell back to Juzna. Sun Sisters putting up the pressure, and there's the Gibby bubble. They're going to clean it up. Let's see if he manages to get the Kraber shot. He does. 145 damage in, and they are out. But now let's take a look, make sure we're not missing any of them. They're hard holding their angle, as well as FLK has the roof, and they're just chilling up top. There is another fight breaking in. Let me try to zoom in on the action, try to switch to that POV. Sun Sisters is hard holding this building, and they do have an opportunity to reset. I don't think they're really going to reset here. There is some battling happening in the building. It's going to be really hard to switch between the POVs here just because they're all super tight on top of each other. So if I miss anything, I do apologize. As you can tell, it's getting really cramped in this building. It's just nonstop people poking everywhere. And guess what? Jewelman is still fine and vibing. This man is still okay. That's actually crazy. That's wild. So they're all on different floors. Everyone has a building. FL has this building. They're chilling in cafeteria. Sun Sisters is chilling in their own building all by themselves. And looks like North is actually leaving their building to go make a push. And of course, it was a very smart play because they needed to, obviously, since they had the roof. They need to be very careful. They're the ones making the most movement on the server. Sun Sisters is about to get into a fight with them. This is not going to be good. They don't have a whole lot of points. We got to make sure not to miss anything from FL as well. I'm sorry for pulling up the map, but just make sure I'm not missing any of the action. There is some fighting happening. I believe that is FL on the air over on the right that you're seeing. Let me switch over to the POV, make sure. Yes, it was. Let's hold on FL because they are very vital because they're our first place next to... Oh, and he gets knocked. That is not good. He does have time to revive him. Let's see how their Horizon is going to cover. Sun Sisters is fighting Reignite. Reignite is getting into a massive fight. Let's switch over to the POV because if they go out, this is better for FL. Sun Sisters is mopping up Rig in an unfortunate situation. Let's take a look at FLK. They do have height. One does get knocked. They're fighting with FL on the low ground. He may not have time to get this res off. There's the Crypto ult just to slow them down underneath. Let's switch over to FL's POV to see if they're going to jump right on top. They're still in the cafeteria. He's running out of space. Momon coming in. He's going to scan it. He's going to see a million people right in front of him. Let's see if he gets a scan out. He's going to Devo his way to victory. Let's see if it's enough, though. Unfortunately, this is going to become very chaotic. Everyone's using the Horizon Qs. They're going to try to take height. Moment is flying with the Devo. There's a Horizon ult going to get out, and FL looks like they're about to get it knocked. Let's switch over to Pino's POV I mispronounced his name. I apologize. Looks like he's getting to a fight down below. Let's switch over to the POV to FLK, who has height. He's going to use his Q to pop in and see if he can kidnap somebody and try to survive here. Goes right back up, tries to buy himself some time. He is in second place. This is massive game. Who knows who was actually going to take first place? It's going to be a battle of going back and forth, and FLK manages to get this. My gosh.
You're in a kill zone.
What an insane ending, honestly. What an insane ending. That ending was insane. We're going to have to take a look back in just a moment to see who placed what and discuss and break it down. All right, let's go and break this down in just a hot second. All right, in just a moment. Don't forget to leave a like. That was the last round of the day, and we're going to get the score here in just a moment. So hang tight. Don't tune out. We got to look. We got to break this down, ladies and gentlemen. So FLK, first place, 5 points. It's a total of 17 points. 17 points for them. 17. This could technically almost push them up. Sun Sisters finally found some consistency, but it may not be enough. They were quite low on the scoreboard, but it is enough to kind of boost them just a little bit. Now, FL did get a lot of kill points in fourth place, so FLK and FL are going to be very, very close. Reignite, unfortunately, may not have enough points to take first place. Yep, unfortunately. And it looks like Crazy Raccoon, though they had 10 kills with an extra point, that's 11 points overall, is not enough to really boost them up to first place. So that's insane. Insane round, ladies and gentlemen. What a tournament and what a game. We're going to take a look back at all the chaos that ensued that last round. Ooh, man. All right, in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a recap and a replay as we wait for the scores to come in. So give me a moment. We're going to bring over quick breakdown. So unfortunately, I did only record a little bit midway through when Crazy Raccoon was just popping off, man. They were taking fight after fight. And this is where Flora made their biggest mistake, unfortunately. I mean, it wasn't really a mistake. They tried to clean up as much as possible. They got third-partied. They played as well as they could here. Now, when we go back, Crazy Raccoon left that one fight. They're rotating in. They did a massive cleanup here, so I apologize. I'm kind of rotating back on some of the action that's happening. But Crazy Raccoon was on fire. This was huge for them. They had a massive amount of damage. This is really great for them. And they were really kind of taking away with the lobby. All the action was kind of taking place with them, unfortunately, for a hot second there. So that's why we were following them so closely. But as they kept fighting and pushing onwards, unfortunately, they did get knocked out of the tournament here. Partly because, no, I mean, they played this to the best of their ability. They were in non-stop fights left and right. We were making sure we didn't miss any of the fights with Jupiter Vega because Jupiter Vega was very important to follow. But when they got knocked, they definitely lost their first place holding. Beautiful tracking, but unfortunately just was not enough. So as we segued a little bit further ahead, we saw all the teams start to compile in various parts of the building. So when we saw FLK, they rotated in, they took height, they found optimal positioning. So what we're looking at here, when we skip a little bit ahead, was Jupiter Vega losing their footing. This was very unfortunate. They got picked on. They were getting shot. I think if they held a little harder together and stuck together, it would have been better. But once they were no longer a unit, you can definitely feel the panic set in. And that's whenever they got knocked. So they got knocked. It looks like, I believe, 10th place. Yeah, it looked like it was 10th place. We switched over and kept an eye on both FL as well as FLK and how they managed to clutch this out. This was a really, really intense game of Apex Legends. This was really, really intense. I honestly was out of breath in certain scenarios just for how crazy some of the fights were taking place. But the interesting part here that we saw is that Sun Sisters really started to have their groove. It just was unfortunate that they found it just a little bit too late. A little bit too late, you know? And then it got really chaotic at the end. We saw some teams get caught out, and we saw them rotate, as you saw from the map here. So once the chaos ensued, after Cog 8 got bullied out of their positioning here, everyone needed to rotate into zone. So once everyone rotated into zone, I'm going to skip just a little bit ahead here. This is where the chaos happened. So FL and FLK were battling it out. I know we're sticking on Momon just because I wanted to see how they were going to recover this. Let's skip a little bit further ahead. And again, this is just kind of a replay. This is just a recap of what just happened the last round, just as a reminder of the chaos. So I was watching them for just a moment here, reignite to see if they were going to manage to clutch this out. And I knew that they weren't going to, so I switched POVs, and we're keeping an eye on the chaos that was ensuing here. This was just utter chaos at the end, but we knew that everyone just had to use their utility and had to buy as much time as humanly possible. Moment was kind of our eyes on the ground as we saw literally a war zone come into play. He got height, he found his different angles. Everyone was just trying to buy time. The horizon ult was there, nades were going out, positioning was taking place, people were popping the horizon cues. He managed to get a few massive shots. That's whenever FL went out. And then we saw FLK just trying to buy as much time as humanly possible. The plus side was, as they were doing so, they were griefing kills, but they weren't playing the end game like FLK was. FLK played it smart, and they came out on top. What a game, what an ending. Ladies and gentlemen,
You're in a kill zone.
once the scores are up, I will hop right back into in-game, and then we'll break this down and see who took first place. All right, some of the scores are up, so I'm going to switch POVs. As you can tell, let me hit refresh again, or let's break this down, ladies and gentlemen. This is the scoreboard. FL, wow, came in clutch. Congratulations. Congratulations, FL, for coming in first place with 60 points. 60 points. FLK was only short 2 points, which you can see that if they managed to come out clutch in first place, that they could have taken away this tournament. Only a 2-point difference. Jupiter Vega, if they held it together just a little longer, if they stuck together, they could have definitely made a massive play. Massive play, but congratulations to FL for making a really, really great play. They're the 3 teams, obviously, that advance. As you can see here, the scoreboards are all listed. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Every little bit helps support. Massive number of people here. Can we reach 1,000 likes? We're at 941. Can we reach 1,000 likes as we reach the end of the stream? I seriously want to thank all of you guys for being a part of the stream for the day, hanging out, being here on the journey as we shoutcast Apex Legends. I started at 4 in the morning. We're ending here at 7:36 in the morning. I want to let you guys know that every little bit meant the world as you guys were here and a part. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Let me take a look to see real time if we managed to hit our goal of over 1,000. So be sure before we end, let's try to hit 1,000. Let's see if we can hit it. I'm gonna switch POVs here, just to some gameplay that I've had before on the channel as we segue out. Again, I want to thank you guys all so much for coming out. It really means the world. Hopefully you enjoyed the shoutcasting. If you did, then obviously let me know by leaving a like, because that really helps support the channel and everything we do here. Because I would love to commentate North America, Europe. I would love to be able to be your commentator. So again, thank you so much for letting me be your driver, following you guys through the tournament for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.
Recharging my shield.
GG.